Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Dead Sim live stream. Today is the 14th of June 2026, 34 minutes past 8 in the evening here in the United Kingdom. We're back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 in the recently updated iFly 737 MAX, their Service Pack 1 release, which basically has completely rewritten the aircraft. The team have taken the aircraft back to the drawing plan and rebuilt it from scratch. They've got brand new graphics, external internal model. They've rewrote the coding for LNAV and VNAV, fine-tuned things from how it works. And the members saw me first fly this aircraft this afternoon on our Alpaca Airways group flight for the first time, and I could already see the improvements massively, and I thought I'd just show you guys on a lovely Sunday evening real world sector. We're going to be flying as one of Ryanair subsidiaries, Malta Air. Of course, I'm Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo from one of their bases, Porto to Birmingham. Lifetime live weather, approaching the summer solstice, so we're going to have a beautiful sunset across the Bay of Biscay from Porto to Birmingham. Flight around 2 hours and 10 minutes. A little bit misty and foggy here, but really nice en route weather and really nice weather in the United Kingdom this evening. And I'm going on to Leeds on Tuesday, so this is my second to last day off, so it's a good way of getting my body clock adjusted for the new time zone I'll be going into when I return to work next week. Anyway, let's now zoom on in towards this aircraft. This airport, by the way, is the beautiful MK Studios V2 Porto. Looks very, very nice indeed, and yeah, it's just about reaching sunset here, and you can see it was at low visibility here a couple of hours or so, but the fog has lifted a little bit, but you can see the sun is just we're going to just set off that distance there. Anyway, let's zoom on in towards the aircraft. You can already see, excuse me, the Malta Air Blue Med livery there, looking really, really good. Hope you're doing well, Spurious Podge. This is seriously impressive now. What the way the simulators look, I know, absolutely incredible. We've already got an Alpaca Airways Airbus here as well. Thanks for joining in. We've got a number of Ryanairs here. Obviously a big brace for Ryanair. We've got a TUI over there and Eurowings as well. But here we are. We'll have a little look around the external model of this aircraft here. This is the 737-8200 variant of the 737 MAX. I think Ryanair and Allegiant are the only operators of the 8200 variant. This is an ultra sort of high density model. 197 seats here, fully loaded, so you can get a lot of punters in this aircraft. Anyway, who else we've got here in chat today? Adam Capek, hope you're doing well. Very cute for popping in today. Steve M, a little mist and fog makes the sunset interesting, makes it look beautiful indeed. I hope you're doing well. Domino Messina, fly the 737 MAX. Yes, you do. We believe you. I do. Yeah. This is my real world airplane. Hope you're doing well. Who else got here in chat? Andy McCall, Supercal 10. Some of you guys have already seen before in the members stream. 2 tons. Hope you're doing well this evening. Thank you very much for helping me organise the group flight, which we did this afternoon into Dallas Fort Worth. Martin Niad George 2525. Hello. Hope you're doing well. MGS1. Good evening to you. Thank you very much for popping into today's stream. Now you might have noticed I'm not talking quite as loud as I sometimes do. My daughter's just asleep across the hallway, so we're going to be shouting too loud on today's stream. Sasha, hope you're doing well. Good evening. Just finished streaming a 3-sector day in the MAX. Pop the link in the stream chat, encouraging folks to join this evening. Thank you so much. Bruce Kind. My goodness, 3 sectors. That's a long day. I remember when we did the charity stream. beginning of the year. Actually, was it the end of the year? I can't remember. End of last year when I did 4 sectors. That was absolutely exhausting, knocking those sectors off left, right, and centre. But anyway, here we are. Just the 1 sector for us today in the 737-8200 variant. So as I said, right at the start, they've essentially reworked the aircraft inside and out, so the graphics are absolutely spectacular. I'm just going to get to the drone cam here and just slow it down a bit as we sort of look around the aeroplane. If I just rotate it down to 6, but there we are. Sort of do a little bit of a walk around. We have the external air stairs modelled as well, even though I think GSX will give us the air bridge today with stand 32 here. We're due out in about 22 minutes, so we'll quickly get the aircraft set up. But you can see here we've got the beautiful external design. Interesting fact with the nose wheel, it's a little bit longer than on the NG, just to accommodate the Elite 1B engines, but when you do the walk around in the 8200 and the Max, you typically in the NG would have to bend right over to get into the nose wheel to inspect all the linkages and all the gear conditions in the wheel. And the Max, you can just literally just walk straight under. You only have to duck down a little bit. That is the difference with the height of the nose there. Thanks for the subscription there, Stephen Kill. Welcome on board. Anyway, as you head on way back here, the main difference with the 8200 compared to the other Maxes, you have 2 emergency exits there because of the amount of seats. And then you get to the first Elite 1B engine for the walk around. Here they are, titanium blades and carbon fibre. Very, very efficient. These aircraft burn about 2 tons an hour in the cruise compared to the NG, which is around sort of 2.3, 2.4. So a significant savings for airlines, hence why it's such a popular variant today. You then walk along the leading edge. You then have the split skimiters. Incredible detail here. I think that was some ground crew driving past. No, it's actually someone driving past my office. There we are. Absolutely beautiful. You've got the static wicks there, which you count. Then you make your way through to the wing route here. Really nice detail by the devs here. I mean, into the wheel well as well. Look, I mean, it's identical to the NG pretty much, but you've got the standby hydraulic reservoir in the middle. The system A, system B. You turn on the hydraulic pumps, check for any leaks. There's the torque link for the trailing head flaps. Very, very nice. When you do the walk around, you step back a little bit just to check the door. This is what they call the Ahmed door, making sure there's no dents or dinks. And then, yeah, it's a lovely livery, the Malta. Really, really cool. There's the Maltese cross. Working away here, make sure you've got the 3 static wicks on the elevator, and you've got the 4 on the vertical stabilizer. Yeah, split tail skid here as well. Outflow valve, I just noticed, that would usually be open on the ground unless it was in long-term storage. Very, very nice, but you get the idea, guys. The quality here is absolutely sensational. Yes, Steve, they really went to town. No wonder it eats more VRAM. Yeah, now, I'm quite fortunate to have quite a beefy PC here, but when I was doing the test sector here, I was quite curious to see, because I had a little bit of stuttering going on. It is, since this update, eating up a lot of resources. So right now, if you want to know how much VRAM I'm using, just sat here, not even powered up the aircraft yet, I'm using right now 17 gigabytes. Oh no, sorry, no, 16 gigabytes. My 32 gigabyte graphics card. So yeah, it's a little bit graphics hungry, and I think a few people have been sort of complaining in Discord and on Reddit about the performance of this. But again, I'm very fortunate to have the PC work quite well with this build. Anyway, thanks for your subscriptions, Max McDaniel and Michael. Welcome on board, guys. Anyway, let's get the aircraft powered up. One of the biggest changes in the cockpit, obviously we have the 8200 variant here in the short field performance package, but we also have this brand new EFB tablet, and it is so much better than the stock 737 tablet they had before. It's so much user friendly. It's not probably as tidy as the one you get with the Phoenix A320, but it's so much usable, and it just makes it work flawlessly with the integration of SimBrief and Navigraph. So you'll see it all in use today. Anyway, we better get the aircraft powered up, so we're due out in less than 20 minutes. Let's get the battery on, and we'll get some external power connected. So here is the new tablet. You can change the background image if you so wish. We're just going to go here to My Plane. No, we're not. We're going to go to ground services. We're going to connect the GPU. We'll use GSX today, so you can connect all of these other devices within iFly, but we'll just use GSX. What else can you do here? You can put chocks on, covers, you can open up service doors. So for example, even if you select fuel here, you come outside. Not that you would ever open the panel yourself as a pilot, but you know, the fueling panel opens up on the right wing. You can see all the details here. It's really, really clever. very, very well detailed. You know, they've really gone to town with this update. Water waste, doors, air conditioning, things that we'd never do on the walk around. The random, I've never seen the random open on a walk around before, you know, but you can open it all up here. IDGs, extinguishers, you can reset everything there. Very, very nice. Anyway, GPU's connected. That's all we need to worry about really when we're operating. So battery on, GPU on the bus. There we are. Pop on the electric hydraulic pumps. The pin was installed. Landing gear levers down. 1, 2, 3. And then 4, 5, 6 green lights. Let me just turn up the simulator a little bit for you guys. It's very quiet in here. There we are. It does look nice, Steve. It is indeed. Best tablet for Boeing in the sim, I would say. Yeah, I think the PMDG one is a little tidier, but this one is really, really nice. So much better than before. Spirits, what did I say? Random. It's the part here on the nose that contains the weather radar. I love all the background noises here. So you can lift up the random to see the weather radar, basically. And this is sort of made out of fiberglass. It's quite brittle, so if you hit a bird hits it, it can go straight through. But we check it for damage every walk around. Anyway, battery on, powered up, electric hydraulics on, aircraft's fully serviceable. We might have a play around with some of the failures en route today. As I was saying to the members earlier, it default loads up with hardly any fuel, about just over a ton. So you wouldn't typically see that jumping onto the aircraft there. So let's do the fault and fire tests. We'll do the squibs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green lights. You've got a massive FCOM like it's in the early 2000s. Everything's on an iPad now, but there you are. Fault test. Fault AP detector in up. You get the master caution overheat detect. Fire test. Fire warning lights, overheat wheel well. Fire warning bell and lights being tested. Let's turn the emergency exit lights to arm, and having a little look at this sector. If I just bring up Navigraph here, IFR, I don't think there's no LVPs here at the moment. We've got 9,000 meter scatter cloud, so they'll be using the Cat 1 ILS at the moment. And then en route, I think the weather's absolutely fine. Really nice day to go flying. I'll select weather. A little bit of CB activity perhaps en route there. Can I get a SIGMET up if I select this? I turn off the radar, SIG weather, see what's forecast here. So yeah, there's a few CBs inland, but not affecting our sector. En route fine. No SIG weather approaching the UK. Weather in Birmingham right now, clear skies. The forecast for the rest of the evening, we've got easterly winds, prop 30, and then tomorrow from sort of 4 in the morning, a bit of 8,000 metres of rain. But yeah, we should be way on the ground before then, so we don't need any additional fuel for this sector. So we'll take minimum flight plan fuel, which is going to be 7.4 tonnes. So we'll close that, and we'll go here to is it Navigraph first? Import Simbury flight. So there we are, that's the Simbury flight plan. You can send that to the FMC. You can even press send all data to aircraft. It will literally load it straight away. Or you can go to weight and balance, read from Simbury for OFP, preloads that. So we're going to take a full load of passengers, 197. We're going to just take that fuel up to 7.4, round it up to the nearest 100 kilos plus 100, which is minimum block fuel. We've got 1.2 tonnes of checked in bags. Load aircraft immediately. Boom, you can see it hunkering down on the gear. 7.4 tonnes of fuel on board, minimum block fuel, and the passengers are on. But we'll simulate passenger loading with GSX anyway. So GSX on, request boarding. Let's use Menzies. There we are. So that's a rare sight. You probably wouldn't see an air bridge being used by a Ryder subsidiary airline, but in Porto. But there we are. They're being connected now. We'll board through the air bridge today. Perfect. Michael said it's not the even native version. Yes, I forgot to mention, yes, in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, the iFly 737 MAX is in experimental phase, isn't it? But it does look very, very nice indeed, and they said moving forward that they'll no longer support 2020, but they're going to be primarily working on using it in 2024. I think most people have moved to 2024, haven't they? Certi Lucas, hope you're doing well. Multi-jetways, yes, I have heard that's coming, which is pretty cool. Stephen says, Streamlads, you putting the sim pin. This is an interesting video for me. I recently defected to Airbus because of the lack of Max 8 variants available. That's bad news. Why did you go over there? Welcome to the stream anyway. Right, fueling and payloads on. Seatbelt signs on. Igniters to right. flaps are up, which match the indicated position. Do a quick config warning check. Cargo fire warning test next.
Ladies and gentlemen, please confirm the flight information on your boarding pass.
Yes, it's the now the iFly's.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
The iFly 737 MAX now has a default cabin crew voice who gets a little bit annoying, so we'll leave her on for a short while. Stand by.
Please keep the aisle clear.
There we are. Rudder and aileron trims checked. Key extension doors checked.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Yeah, we do have the voice recorder. There it is. Voice recorder on. Storm warning test. Mic airspeed warning test. Flight recorders checked. Happy days. IRS to nav. Elevator jam landing assist is armed. Emergency escape rope is attached to the aircraft. Our garments are hung. And there we are. We checked the tech log. Aircraft's fully serviceable. What's we got in there? Well, we don't have that. It's like a little box for storage. Pretty cool. Right. Hello, Bing Pot. Hope you're doing well. John Grayson, have you heard about the AnyBuilds A220, which I'm very excited to fly? Yes, I don't think we've got a decent one of those in the simulator, have we? Good that we've got one of those coming on here. Certi says, yeah, what we've got here with the iFly, you're mentioning to Antilex and UFB, another variant, announcements, new sounds, 2024 compatibility, texture improvements, and so much more. Yes, absolutely. It's a big hefty update actually. Information I think I'll put in the video description below. Right, safety inspection's done. Let's now see. Oh, we do actually have some ATC here, so let's tune the ATIS 124305. Get the weather, and then we'll get the clearance later from ground. There we are. Why can't we hear the ATIS? Oh yeah, I know, right, because V-pilot's turned down.
1930 Zulu ILS approach, runway in use 17, transition level 50. Wind 320 degrees 4 knots, visibility 9 kilometers. Cloud, scattered at 500 foot. Broken at 600 feet. Temperature 18, 2.17 QNH 1016. Acknowledge information,
so magic
Quebec.
B button. 1016 set.
Francisco de inverted exclamation mark Carnero Airport, Ritas, Quebec.
Excavation.
1930 Zulu ILS approach, runway in use 17, transition level 50. Wind 320 degrees 4 knots, visibility 9 kilometers. Cloud, scattered at 500 foot. Broken at 600 feet. Temperature 18,
so
2.17 QNH 1016. Acknowledge information, Quebec.
Perfect. Information Quebec copied. We'll now tune
Francisco de inverted exclamation mark Carnero Airport, Ritas, Quebec. 1930 Zulu ILS approach, runway in use 17, transition level 50. Wind 320 degrees 4 knots, visibility 9 kilometers.
There we are.
Cloud.
Oh, there we are. Boarding spot's not working. Spurious, I've just seen your comment. Thank you very much. Member 44 months. Don't know why I didn't ping up, buddy. Looking forward to this as a refresh on the Max. Is the deadband on rotation realistic? How is it managed in real life? Thank you very much for your comment. Yes, there is a noticeable deadband. So the rotation of the 737 is sort of two-stage. If I bring up Yoga Cam here. So you unstick at VR, so you keep pitching up, and then the nose comes up. You typically stop or even release a bit of back pressure, but you make a lot of little changes, keep the wings level, get to dead band, and you get, it takes a bit of practice, but you get better anticipating, and then you have to increase back pressure to keep them the same rotation rate, about 2 to 2.5 degrees per second, up to a target of 15 degrees. But I'll talk you through it on the rotation day. Perfect. Right, ATIS information copied. Quebec. QNH is set, so yeah, a little bit of low visibility. Runway 17 in use, so we have got an inbuilt performance calculator. Whether it can do intersection departures, because we'll plan a departure from Echo 5 today. Go from there. Right, let's turn that down. FMC, latest AIRAC installed, POS. We're in Lisbon, so the code is Lima Papa Romeo. And we'll put GPS left, route, and we can request the flight plan from Simbrief. So Lucas, is the airline you work for known, or do you keep that private? Mods? Steve, cheers buddy.
Clear to
That'll answer your
Birmingham,
question.
body. Turon 9, Romeo departure, runway 17, initial climb credits, flight level 100, and squawk 0330.
I think you got it, Steve.
Please
There we are, so
Please confirm the flight information on your boarding pass.
this
Take the
default
boarding
cabin crew.
seat numbers.
There we are, so we're Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo,
Place your hand-carried
Porto to
items in the
Birmingham, so we can
overhead
activate.
compartment.
Usually
Under
at
the seat.
operator we'd complete it,
When
checking the route and then
opening the
execute
overhead
it.
compartments,
But we'll do it
please
now.
take note
Anyway,
that
departures.
any baggage does not
Approaching
fall
ground,
out.
good evening.
We're in 17. Turon departures do we have? Actually, let's listen in because I think this crew's going to Birmingham.
Hello. 14 Papa Bravo, Porto Grand Forward Card Information, Quebec, current QNH 1016, break. Cleared Birmingham, Turon 9 Romeo departure.
Yeah, Turon 9 Romeo.
100,
Don't fall for confirmation bias, but it is likely will be cleared on the same one. Birmingham ILS 33, Hem 1 Bravo. Don't tell me how I know, but because at the time we're going to be landing, a little ticky bird told me we'll just go Puffax, Centrefix, execute. Request straight in from London. Right, there we are. Zero fuel weight is in 62.8. 62.8, and that's exactly what we're expecting. Quite heavy today, just 2 tons below the maximum zero fuel weight with 197 passengers. Our alternative is Heathrow, 2.1. Again, that's an unusual alternate. Cruise wind is top of climb 192 at 19. So far so good. This is exactly as per the real aircraft. Route data. First waypoint after top of climb is Lottie. So we'll put in the average wind there, 287 at 24. Execute. ISO deviation 4. Execute. Right then, let's look at this performance calculator then. So, home. Performance. So I think you can read the data from Microsoft Flight Simulator. There we are, so it's putting all the information here. I don't think you can do an intersection departure though, can you? I mean, I don't know if I press clear, no, you can't change it, can you? So this information, read from Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's fixed, so the runway length is full length. So, you know, here in Porto, even fully loaded, we shouldn't need to backtrack. So we've got 2 options. We can either just use the default performance calculator, load in the weather, dry, blah blah blah. How do you calculate this? Did we have this issue on the earlier, didn't we, guys? In the oh no, that's why, because I need to select stuff. Air conditioning on, anti-ice off, flap 5. There we are. So this is showing full length, flap 5. We can take assumed temperature 55 degrees based off our takeoff gross weight. However, realistically, we're going to take an intersection departure, and for that, SimBrief actually gives you a little bit more flexibility. So if I bring up SimBrief here, just make it a little bit smaller for myself, go to takeoff performance calculation. So then Navigraph, you can actually work out your takeoff run available from an intersection on the AD charts on Jefferson. So via Golf, look, if you go Golf intersection, runway 17, there you go, 2,650 metres. So Golf would be worst case, 2,650. Let's go. Oh!
Hello.
Click show full on the bottom. Was there an option for intersection there, Cat? I missed. I can't change this though. Oh, show full. Show assumed temperature. No, I think that's just a yeah. I don't think you've got the option here to. I think you have to go off this then. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Runway 17 for section Golf, 2,650 metres. So that's what it says on the Navigraph here. Look, intersection Golf, 2,650 metres for runway 17.
Welcome on board.
Let's now go to here and just change the takeoff run available. Runway 17, 2,650.
This way.
Calculate. There we are. And the SimBrief inbuilt performance calculator is really good. I'm not saying the iFly one's bad, but it doesn't give you the option for intersection departures. So this is giving us here flap 5, 43 degrees. You see here it's the same, but the same thrust rating, but it's a higher assumed temperature. So we'll probably go off the end of the runway if we use that and took the intersection. Anyway, there we are. We'll go off SimBrief. So TO full, assumed temperature 43. Take off, flap 5, CG's in. I've got the option so it automatically sets the trim. It's really lazy, but it's a really useful feature. V speeds we've got here 41, 41, 49, so I can accept V1 VR, but V2 I need to select off the performance calculator.
Value 9 Lima departure.
There we are, 49 set that on the MCP.
0317.
So you notice how the audio from iFly synced up with GSX when the GSX boarding's complete. It says the boarding is complete as well. The wind control MCP hasn't been updated yet to work with the iFly 737 MAX, so no doubt we'll do that. Oh, simply apart, do you need full length? No, we can take it to section, unless there's some sort of restriction. Oh, this cabin crew is actually now annoying me now. You can turn it off in it. I don't know. I've not been to Porto for years, but do you have to go full length at this time? No idea. In real life, would you put perfect centre fix or leave the field route in the FMC and just insert a suitable alternate for the anticipated shortcut? Either or, really. For other bases in the UK I've flown into, you can sometimes modify the route, and in the extreme example you get holding, you just reinsert the star, or you can put a restriction in at Pufax. There's loads of different doing. But this time of day, that's what I do if I was to ever fly out of Birmingham. Right, there we go. That's done. V2 set, overhead panel van. So your dampers on. Nav transfer display switch is normal auto. Fuel 4 pumps. Crossfeed bright. Dim bright.
Ladies and gentlemen,
off.
Please observe the cabin crew.
They're doing the safety demonstration now. So they need to turn it down a smidge because you wouldn't hear them doing the safety demonstration once the door was closed, the cockpit door closed, and you got your headphones on. So I just turned that right down. Oops. Yeah, I want both nav radios on one. Where did I get to? That's set and configured. We'll start the APU. Window heat on. The sounds of this are some of the best I've heard on any add-on. They're so good. Even like the switches. 340 is the plan cruise, 350 set, lights to steady, MCP, flight director's on. We're waiting for our departure clearance, but we're expecting runway 17, so I can set the runway QDM and courses to 171.
From tower, and this is to all of you. I'm not allowed to push you at this time. Stand by, I'm just coordinating.
What?
Roger.
The tower said you're not allowed to push. Heading and course is set for now anyway. Auto brake RTO. Waiting for our clearance. There should be 10,100. Reset fuel flow. Jim, you can have your FMC up. Legs page. Trim's automatically been set, and the radio frequencies. And we're going to be flying the Turon runway 17 departure. I can't remember what it was called now. Need to reselect the chart. Is it 9 Lima? Yeah, depending on what we're cleared on is what we get, but we're expecting a Turon, 9 Romeo. Turon 9 Romeo, so I'll pin that there briefly in a second. So the 9 Romeo goes east over the Atlantic. Obviously for noise probably, it's preferred. FMC loaded, that's all set. Porto VOR 14.1, we'll tune that. Perfect. Happy days. We'll grab the clearance and go from there. I think even the controller was in chat there. Ruben, on the Blue Max, by the way. You've gone as... God, look at the apron. It's all filled up there. Oh, my goodness me. We've got another Malta Air as well. We'll grab a clearance anyway. And then we'll...
156 Echo November,
get
Porto
the queue.
ground. Welcome Porto. Taxi stands... Sierra 37 by Sierra.
He's busy. And Nathan, you're coming over in the Malta Air as well. Very good. Porto ground, good evenings. Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo stand. Sierra 32 information Quebec, QNH 1016 departure clearance to Birmingham, please.
Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo, Porto ground. Very good afternoon to you. Information Quebec, QNH 1016 break. Cleared Birmingham, 09 Romeo departure. Climb flight level 100, squawk 2715.
Cleared to Birmingham on the Turon 9 Romeo, climb flight level 100, squawk 2715 Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo.
Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo, reback correct for ready.
Okay. Flight level 100 and AP's on the bus. Turon 9 Romeo and squawk 2715. We don't have this old school transponder here, but I'll leave that on mode Charlie because we're nearly ready for push and start. And flight level 100 set squawks in. Perfect. So we'll just brief the taxi and apron.
Alpaca 1-4 Papa Bravo, Porto.
Alpaca 1-4 Papa Bravo.
Alpaca 1-4 Bravo, 1-4 Papa Bravo, push and start approved, face south on Sierra 3.
Oh, south. He's got
Push
to
and
face
start approved,
south.
facing south on Sierra 3.
So I thought we'd be
1-4
facing
Papa
north.
Bravo.
If we're facing south, that's going to be interesting, but most likely to us face north. Sierra 3, and then we're going to taxi all the way here.
Alpaca 1-4 Papa Bravo, disregard, face north, Sierra 3.
Yeah, I thought so.
Alright, we'll face north on Sierra
They
3.
usually
Alpaca
operate on
1-4
the
Papa
other
Bravo.
runway here. Via Golf, and then as we mentioned, we're doing intersection departure from Golf, and we've been cleared on the Turon 9 Romeo departure. So that's in the FMC. Contact Porto approach after takeoff, so it's an automatic handover frequency. We don't have Porto approach online, so it's Tower will already hand us over to Unicom. Climb to flight level 100. Noise abatement routings. At this time of day, Porto, I think at night they use NADP1, but during the day it's NADP2. And it's, no, it's NADP2 all the time. And I'm just looking here, runway 17, plan for intersection departure if unable due performance backtrack required, but we can take the intersection. So straight ahead to zap in 3,000 feet or above, and then we're going to make a right turn 261 to Papa Romeo 633, then 613, 641 Turon flight level 100 or above, and we've been cleared to stop at flight level 100. We'll be there set 100. There you can see the aircraft starting up there. Awesome. Happy days. A sim pilot Mason, I saved your skin. Yes. Well, that's we get that in real life. You know, runways that are used all the time. When they switch to the other runway, it can cause a bit of like confusion. You know?
Locking gear.
All right, cool. And Airbus is pushing back. Disconnect the bridge. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful departure, guys. It's going to look so nice. Perfect. Saray, yeah, set Emma Foray, well done. It's life of a single pilot desktop simulator with no briefings. So why can't PMDG get this? You know, we're being lifted up here on the nose, but on the PMDG it gives you a massive rate of climb and lots of clicking, but I seem to have nailed it here. Or maybe I spoke too soon. Look, there's a slight rate of climb. Well, I'll say facing northeast on Sierra 3, because it's definitely going to be there.
Release parking
We won't
brakes,
release
please.
parking brake just yet. It might say that quite a few times. 1250. Right, we'll request push and start anyway. Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo, stand Sierra 32, request push and start.
Blue Med 40 Hotel Echo, due to traffic, stand by, I'll call you back.
Roger. Good. We'll get the AP bleed on then, and we'll head over to ground services, disconnect the GPU, and remove the chocks. And I don't know if you guys know if it's possible. Can you get this on like a night mode? I can't see any option for night mode, but yeah, much better integration of Navigraph charts, easy to find. You know, taxi already up by default. You can pin it, automatically pinned, and then you can go back to terminal, select SID, so we can select the Turon 9 Romeo. If I can find it. Ah, there we are. Pin it. There we are. So you can just simply select pin, find what you're looking for. But I don't know how to make it dark. Top right. Log out. Zoom in. Ah, this button. Thank you. Ah, that's better. Amazing. Master caution, air conditioning, and that'll be the dual bleed light, which is up here on the Max. Cool. Yeah, we'll do a little cabin tour as well once we're en route. It looks absolutely beautiful. Really nice cabin. Oh yeah, you know it's a good add-on when it does this as well. wait. Very quiet and muted, but we do have a flushing toilet. And also another thing, look, when they arm the slides, look, they put the little thing across, and they've put the girt bar in place. It's great. No, I've locked myself out. That's not good. No, I haven't. There we are. No, it's not long anyway. Perfect. So cool. Serena flew to Porto just a few days ago. So cool seeing this rotation from yourself. Yeah, I just thought, you know, we've not done a UK flight for a while, and you know, being based in the UK, it's my sort of bread and butter. First time in an A200 as well. So yeah, we're waiting for an Alpaca Airways livery one in the future, and it'll look really nice.
5, runway 17 by Sierra and Echo.
Oh, look at that.
Take loading point Echo 5, runway 17 via Sierra and Echo, Alpaca 1 for Bravo.
Stunning, isn't it?
Remed 42, Hotel Echo.
Go ahead.
Once the A320 has passed from right to left, push and start approved face north on Sierra 3.
Once the Alpaca A320's taxied off, start approved face north to Sierra 3. Blue Med 40, I think he said that.
Blue Med 40 to Echo, if you're able, in fact, discuss.
I'm always able. Pocket rate released.
Good evening, ground, run 5% kilo
All
vacated.
engines clear. Started will.
54 Charlie,
9 minutes
kilo
late.
to ground.
We'll put the delay on ramp congestion.
Sierra 41 by Sierra.
Sierra 41 by Sierra, run 5% kilo, thank you.
Oh, and it's something about flying at this time as well, and simming at this time is really nice. Oh, the views, just like in real life, superb at this time. Right, starting engine number 2. N2. We'll do one outside, one inside. N1. Mode rotor motoring.
Skyrunner 8010, request push and start.
Oil pressure, usually it's a bit quicker than that with oil pressure. I'm being a bit concerned if it's taking it long. Now, mode rotor motoring complete. Fuel on. So the engine valve close light takes a while because it does some self-tests, TCME and EOS.
Parking brake.
The sound is so good. I'm a bit concerned by my gear twisting, spinning. Oh my gosh!
8803 ground, for sign information, detection H1016.
Very good.
Break, clear destination, Manic 2 Romeo.
Oh, AVIRE, alright. Alright,
2233.
Inspector Clouseau. Well done, yeah, very good. If you really were that obsessed to find out who my name was, you could easily find it. Not that I'm terrible, I just find it very strange if you'd like to do that. What am I doing? I'm starting the wrong engine. Starting engine number 1.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Then 2.
So the 8803 is flight level 100, QNH 1016.
Amazing. Yeah, a little bit quicker with the oil pressure. There we are, there's the tug and the pin.
Tomjet 45 Golf.
45 Golf, go ahead.
Would we be able to push back on Sierra 4 at all?
Well, fuel on. Really good, and the sounds they've got in the cabin en route are so good.
Jet 45 Golf negative. Cause I have 3 aircraft, correction, 2 aircraft. 2
Pretty
of them
busy.
waiting. So I'm going to try and get them out, and I'll try and get you out as well.
Roger, Tomjet 45 Golf.
Yeah, they've absolutely nailed the engine start sequence. Starter cut out, string engine number 1. Come on, 1 and 2 stable, let's do it before taxi flow. Generators on, APU's off, start switches, probes, TI soft air conditioning. Max auto isolation valve auto APB off. Flaps to 5. Flight controls, forward, back, left, right. Here comes the rudders. Right and left. Perfect. Recall. Carry the expanded engine display. Request taxi.
118,005.
118,005. 14 power, right by.
Bluebird 42 Hotel Echo, request taxi. I'm trying to sim pilot.
Bluebird 42 Hotel Echo, taxi on point Echo 5, runway 17 via Sierra and Echo.
I'll put Echo 5, runway 17 via Sierra and Echo, Bluebird 42 Hotel Echo. Alright.
Quebec 38 Mike 1.
Turn off taxi, parking brakes released. We're going to taxi straight ahead to Sierra 4.
Quebec 38 Mike, apologies. Once the motorway,
Echo 5.
737 Max,
and
passing
then,
right to left. Pushing start of
it's right
cruise,
at the end there, Echo 5
face
there,
north
perfect.
on Sierra 3.
Right, parking brake
Long
released.
push, a beam stand,
Now,
Sierra
it's not
30.
moving on its own, is it? Yeah, it's perfect, just like the real Max. Perfect. Quick config check. Straight back to idle.
Right to left, push and start cruise, facing
Don't
north,
need any
long push,
thrust
beam
to sort of get
Sierra
moving. I might just need a little bit here because I think it's a bit uphill. Just reset the camera, there we go. Cam, is motoring intended to straighten out the engine shaft? Yes, so it's to essentially get heat out. On a first flight of the day, you typically don't get any bowed rotor motoring. Long quick turnarounds. Times needed to straighten the shaft and bows in the heat. Serene, the residual thrust on these engines are absolutely cool. No thrust needed. It's rolling like crazy. Yeah, and it's really nice to taxi single engine, because you've got so much thrust available. In the NG, if you're quite high weights, so above 60 tons, you shut an engine down after landing, taxi in. If you stop, if it's anything steeper than flat, you ain't gonna move. And you gotta restart the engine, which is really embarrassing. I've done it. I've had to do it once. Yeah, look, I've added no thrust now, which is up to 14 knots now. Oh, it looks absolutely amazing, doesn't it? Have you got ads on? No, no ads are on.
Affirmative.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Oh, thanks. Alright, I didn't even ask, but there you go. Guys, are you getting ads? Because they should not be on at all. No, I've even just checked they're off. I don't use ads.
0101 to motor 8, 737 Max 8, pass
if you keep refreshing, I think it would. Did you refresh the page?
Holding point Echo 5, runway 17 by Sierra Echo.
Alright, holding point Echo 5 via Echo.
Yeah, you shouldn't get any ads at all. If you refresh, you might do, but during the stream, I can add ads, but I don't do it. Just a little bit of braking here. Don't ever ride the brakes. You want to use brakes, bring the speed down, and then release the brakes. If you ride them, they just, over time, it wears them down. Oh, absolutely stunning. This looks so realistic. No, no disable. No, you can't even disable them for members, Steve. It's just off or on. They're on by default. I have to turn them off every stream. Virtual pilot tops. How did you afford flight training? Well, bear in mind I did my flight training nearly 20 years ago now. I had to take a loan. And the training back then cost about 75,000. What is it now? 130? 140? Did he double? Yeah. Yeah, so I took a loan essentially. Right, let's do the before takeoff checklist. So config we've done, flaps we double check what we've got planned. So 5 and 5 green lights, stab trim, 5.5 units set, takeoff briefing. Packs auto bleeds on, the V-speeds are set for departure, 41, 42, 49 and 49 set on the MCP. Departure is going to be the Turon 9 Romeo, straight ahead, right turn over the Atlantic, climbing to flight level 100 set on the MCP, NADP2, engine out SID. I actually didn't look at what it is for this runway, but we'll climb straight ahead, making sure we make a right turn over the Atlantic. Reviewed cabin, I've already been told, is secure, checks complete. Now one thing I've noticed with the 800 is something that, the iFly is something that the PMDG suffered from. They've sort of fixed it. It's the rudder. It's like off or on look. Stop. It's not very smooth, just like off or on, and it's the same on the takeoff roll and landing, so you just got to be aware of that.
40 Hotel Echo, contact tower 118,005.
11805, thanks to ATC Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo, bye.
118,005, see ya.
Sorry, tower 118005, bye bye. Can't get my teeth in. So yeah, the rudder's a little bit off and on the takeoff roll and landing roll. It's not a game, it's not like immersive killing entirely, but it's just something they'll hopefully refine moving forward. Okay, we're cleared to Echo 5, so that's the whole point here. Second left, we are ready. Did I press the button? I did. Porto Tower, Porto Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo, approaching Echo 5, runway 17, ready for departure, no backtrack required.
Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo, Porto Tower 2, after departure, contact Lisboa 125.550.
After departure will be 125550, Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo.
Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo, feedback correct, break via Echo 5, wind 300 degrees, 3 knots, variable between 260 and 340 degrees, runway 17, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 17 cleared takeoff, Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo. Have a nice evening, bye.
You too, nice flight.
12555, so an automatic changeover frequency here.
Porto Tower, good evening.
Confirm read back before just falling onto an active runway like that, so it was only me obviously.
Lisboa 125.550.
MCP is
After
set.
departure 125.550.
Transponder TAR rate.
010, feedback correct, hold short, subway.
Strobe lights are on, landing lights on, cleared takeoff. We are
Alright, so sure,
ready
take
to
off
go. Tokens in chat, guys. Enjoy the takeoff. It's going to look absolutely spectacular at sunset.
On runway 17.
And we've got RAS as well. Amazing timing. I'll just reset my view. Stabilised. Set takeoff thrust. Yeah, a little bit twitchy on the rudder, but it's alright. Okay, 87.8. Takeoff thrust set indications. 80 knots checked, release full pressure. The sounds and vibrations are amazing.
V1.
Up we go. So there we are, unstick, there we are, we're rotating. Keep using the rudder. Bit of back pressure for the deadband, continuous rotation rate. Positive climb, gear up, and trim. Perfect. Really nice. So I've got the auto throttle flashing there. Now, nav. Yeah, it's accelerating a little bit fast. It shouldn't be doing that. Following the flight director, should be maintaining about V2 plus 20. There's M1 climb thrust. Bug up. Yeah, the speed's trickled up. It should be maintaining about V2 plus 20-ish. It's sort of got up to around V2 plus 40. And we're already at the flat 1 speed, so flat 1, speed checked. And flaps up. Flaps up, no lights, VNAV set standard, passing 3.5 flight level 100, very aggressive in pitching down. It should be a little bit smoother, but not bad. Just checking them, we're doing the after takeoff checklist. Lisboa, Boitard Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo, Turon 9 Romeo, passing 4.2 flight level 100.
Blue Med 42 Hotel, visual control has identified. Continue climb flight level 240, proceed direct to run.
Climb for level 240, redirect Turon, Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo. Typical clearance. Set, 240 is checked. Direct Turon. Careful, just make sure it commands a right turn. So just wait until it starts turning, when it's within 180 degrees or whatever the quickest direction, it will switch over. Look, it'll flip over. What it should do, it should have flipped over by now. There we go. Oh, there we are. I take it back. There we are, flips now. Execute. LNAV available. LNAV. Dwight, did you set it to leap 1B27? Yes, that's because that's what we have, maybe. Look at that, guys. Just before we do the after takeoff checklist.
Boarding 6 Tango Bravo, contact tower 118.005. Bye bye.
Beautiful.
118.005 at tower 186 Tango Bravo, thank you.
Wow. It's just, the cabin sounds are so good. So good. Amazing. Right, so you have to. Oh my gosh! Look at us going up. Yeah, climbing up and up and up. Climb. I think the climb's a little bit. Someone just asked about the climb rate. I think below 15,000 feet, a bit too quick. Perhaps. You know, a typical. What are we, 70 tons? I think above 20,000 feet is pretty accurate though. The climb performance really drops off, which is true to the real aircraft. But I think that's quite fast. What do we get? What was our takeoff weight? 70 tons exactly. So. Yeah, a bit fast maybe. Right, after takeoff checklist first. Gears up, want to brake off. Star switches off. Air conditioning and pressurization. Diff pressure 4.0 climbing.
Visual control hello. Cleared pencil 4 Tango
A bit
arrival.
brighter now. So after takeoff checks complete and pre-cruise checks we'll do now. Fuel 4 pumps. Wings are balanced 6-7. Lights off. AP's off, pressurization 4.2 set. This cabin crew, passengers, recall. Does this have CPDLC yet? No, it doesn't. I remember seeing their release notes saying that they're going to need a bit more time for compatibility. After the takeoff checklist, pre-cruise checks complete. You shouldn't have M1 reference. Yeah, that's true. Hold on.
Skyrunner 8010 visual.
Wait, how do you know that? Real 737. No. You're quite right. My plane, isn't it? I thought I'd done most of it, but that one is definitely. Where is that one? Maybe navigation display, maybe. No, it's not that one. Always display reference M1 readouts. Isn't it that one? I've unticked it though. Is it double D rate? No, that's the option for. Yeah, there we go. Double D rate off. There we go. Is that better? There we are. Look at this. Look at this. Coastline of northwest Portugal. Absolutely stunning.
Boa noite, Skyrunner 010 Vision.
Hello, Catherine Aviation, welcome aboard. If you want to know my routing information, most streams I have it on the top there, so there's a little ticker, you've got the departure and arrival, flight information, which gets updated as we
Level 2,
fly en route.
Skyrunner 010, thank you.
Airport code 2031, monitor advisory 122.8. Bye bye.
Look at that.
Absolutely,
Absolutely spectacular.
Blue Max 38 Mike,
So good.
passing 2004 altitude for flight level 100 on the Turon 9 Ronin.
You see why this is the preferred
The Mach
simulator.
38
So
Mike visual control hello identified. Continue
aircraft
climb flight
amazing
level
as well,
240 when passing 3000 direct to run.
Continue climb flight level 240 and when passing 3000 direct to run.
see the sunset in the windows. Reflection. Wow.
Walker 2675 heavy visual
Beautiful.
control hello squawk 2027.
Absolutely beautiful. Connor, you seen the Parallel 42 chemtrail add-on? I haven't. Sounds interesting. Connor, have you managed to get the PMP from Wing Control to work with the new update? No. So I looked on Reddit and there isn't an update yet for the Wing Control MCP and EFIS panels. They're not working. No doubt.
Airport code 3686, visual control hello
in fact, if anyone is watching this now and that uses the Wing Control MCP, feel free, I feel free, I'd appreciate if one of you comments
Walker
after
2675 identified,
they've added compatibility, just so I know in the future.
70.
Another tip, delete cell count, the PFD and save it will show a dash like it should instead of cell count. That was an ultra-realistic representation of delivery then. Fair enough.
Confirm direct pass then.
I might do that the next sector, another day. Liam Arnold says found the autopilot twitching. What do you think? Yeah, I think so. I mean, if I push out hold here as a little experiment, so if we're told to immediately level off,
Ryanair 7729,
or stop climb, we push out hold, and I think if I push that now, you know what? It's actually not that bad. I'd say no, actually. I think that's pretty good, but the auto throttle, the thrust changes a little bit extreme. So if I go VS and rewind the speed back, look, thrust doesn't move back quite as quick as that, and when it adds thrust to climb, so if I go back to VNAV, look, to N1, yeah, look, that's a bit aggressive with the pitch down, and a bit aggressive adding the thrust. It wouldn't add it as quick as that. So it's a bit twitchy in that regard, but it's not that bad.
Ryanair 7729, your report position.
Thanks for your subscription there, Volts. Oh, God, so this aircraft hit a wingtip increase. Whoops. Pascal, do you like the update? Yeah, massive update, huge improvement.
You seem to be offline,
and it wasn't that bad. The old one was actually alright, you know, it was never that bad. But you'll see in descent here, VNAV's much better.
Zoom 42 Hotel Echo, monitor advisory 122.8. Bye bye.
122.8, Bluemed 42 Hotel Echo. Have a nice weekend, bye. Nice weekend, it's almost over, isn't it?
Listen, control,
it's one of those things you say you regret saying. Over to you, Nicom. So we'll just keep cruising up to our planned cruise at 340 this evening. Set. Overhead panel, MCP, cruise page 3 times, and we're below optimum. Monitoring 1 to 1.5. Dwight, how was the hand flying on takeoff? Pretty good. We had some quite... Toga commanded a very high speed in the initial climb, so in reality it should be around V2 plus 20. It was commanding... It was just accelerating and accelerating, even though I was following the flight directors. So I think the thrust from sea level to 10,000 feet is too high, or the amount of thrust that we're getting out of the engines. The M1 might be accurate, but the actual performance is more than I'd expect. So yeah, it's a bit of fine tuning. But up here now, 25,000 feet, this is more or less what I'd expect. You know, we're 10 minutes airborne, approaching 25,000 feet. Typically, if you're flying this thing to Tenerife, you know, take off weight around 73, 74 tons, it takes 25 minutes to reach the cruise level. And this gross weight maybe today 20, 22. It's probably because it's climbed quite well at low altitude. I think it's going to probably be a little bit before that. You've got to remember that, you know, and I've said this before regarding all developers, they're modelling really complex machines, which have a lot of, you know, variables which affect its performance. I'm just incredible. It's amazing. It's like working away from home, and I get it. The realism of these add-ons now is just unbelievable. So good. Andrew, you got the plane for $14.99. How did you get that so cheap? Congratulations. It actually started descending a little. Well, actually, Bobby Hoskins, that is accurate. If you push out hold, the aircraft will will continue climbing, slowly level off, and actually descend to the altitude at which you selected outhold. That's actually exactly as it should work. Grant's to finally thinking of making the move from 2020 to 2024. No, just have PC upgraded. How did you find moving everything over, such as payload aircraft and scenery? Now, I install aircraft and scenery on a stream-by-stream basis. That way I always have the latest version. So for me, it wasn't a big deal. The beauty of Microsoft Flight Simulator, all of your bindings are saved on a server. So when you log in your Xbox account, it saves all your bindings, which is pretty cool. My biggest faff is actually the streaming stuff, like because I accidentally deleted my streaming profiles and whatnot, but it's not as big a deal. It's probably a day's work. Cool. Sasha, thank you very much. 50, most generous. 40, thanks for your $5. 30, you've donated already 40, this week. You're most generous as a member of the channel already. Thank you.
No word of a lie. The QR codes work on the seat back to the cabin. Found myself ordering strop waffles. Check it out. It's hilarious.
Guys, get your cameras out. You're joking. What, this one? There you go. You can order. You can order your ham and cheese baguette. Ham and cheese panini. You're joking. Wait, hold on. Let me get my phone out. I don't believe it. It is. That is hilarious. That's so funny. Angle 10 degrees. Sasha, what a discovery. Amazing. I can't remember what I was going to do now. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh yeah, I was scrolling up because I think I missed some questions there earlier. Crowchip says, one annoying thing I've noticed, flight directors are pretty bad when flying manually and usually follow movements I make, which is the opposite of what I should be doing. Okay, let's have a little look here. I mean, we can experiment with that now. You wouldn't really be hand flying at this sort of altitude, but let's disconnect the autopilot. Have a little look here. Yes, I see what you mean. So you see how I'm doing this, and it's sort of, it wouldn't sort of roll in that opposite sense straight away. It would command a left roll, but not sort of, yeah, you see how it moves in the rate at which I'm rolling the airplane? Yeah, that's not quite how it works. Well, that's a really good observation. So maybe, you know, I think the flight director logic is pretty good. It changes in a smooth way, and the autopilot's very good at following it, as it would do on the real thing. But you're quite right, it is sort of moving away at the rate at which you roll the airplane. I should think pitch as well. Well spotted. D1G1 says the EGBB doesn't work for me in the 1.1 update. I had that once. Just restart the iFly Max plugin. That might have shut down in the back, because I had that when I was playing around with it yesterday. Just reloaded the plugin, it works. That's so funny that the QR code works. Hello Lorenzo, hi, in case you have a very long start but a shorter routing is expected and you have a waypoint of like 90 above and 6,000 feet or above charted, can you plan in the FMC for something lower than 90? No, so if you are planning a shortcut and the waypoint says you've got to maintain at or above 90, you must put that. You can make it hard, because obviously you're not going to get below the restriction, but if that leaves you high, just bring your speed back, put a slower speed in, then you can exchange your potential energy into kinetic to recapture the profile. That's one way of dealing with being held high by certain restrictions on stars. Lorenzo, do you still fly the real thing? Yes, sir. So, I mean, there's a lot of old faces here. You know, I started this YouTube channel 9 years ago when I was an SFI. It's my first officer instructor material license. Since then, I've become a captain. Went back in the sim, became a TRI, so a captain in the sim, became a line training captain, and then I became a Tier E, so now I'm an examiner. So actually my full-time job is doing LPCs, OPCs, LSTs. Amongst that, I'm also doing training sessions when I'm not doing checks, and then every other block I do a week of line training or flying, which is mostly line training. Sometimes it's line flying as well. So about 300 hours a year now as opposed to sort of 850. But I love the work-life balance now, it's great. Yeah. What else can I tell you? Oh yeah, I've been telling people on this stream, members know, a few other subscribers know, I've got big news in my personal life, if I haven't told anybody yet. Anyone want to have a guess? Members know, but let's see if anyone else can guess I've got big news. How does it feel on rotation? For me, the PMDG feels really nice on rotation. I thought it's kind of heavy. It feels pretty good. To me, I think the PMDG is also good, but you know, everyone's has different peripherals at home and joysticks. I wouldn't overthink it too much, guys. It's pretty good. Marriage, Robert, I've been married. Got married last year. Don't know if this got it. Second first officer, correct. Second first officer on the way, due imminently, I should say, within 2 or 3 months. I'm gonna have 2 children under the age of 2. Wife Jo doing very well. So yeah, in between all the flying, got married, had a baby. Now second one's almost here. Swarm 3513, when an engine is motoring, what RPM do the fans spin at? Oh, that's a really good question, what the exact RPM is. You could probably convert the percentage into a rotation rate. Not that we really care about the rotation rate, we just care about the M1. But the mode rotor motoring is quite interesting. You know, as I was saying at the start, it essentially straightens the rotor shaft, and that basically, when the engine's cold, it's not an issue, but after a sector, there's obviously a lot of residual heat in the engine, and basically what happens is the rotor shaft bows due to the build-up of heat in the engine, so we have to basically get rid of all the heat, straighten the shaft out before we chuck in fuel. But typically on the first flight it doesn't take long, but after the subsequent sectors it can take ages, you know, up to like 2.5 minutes. After 3 we have to think about sort of max mode, the starter cooling times and things like that, but I've never seen it go over 2 minutes, to be fair. But yeah, that's what it's doing. Cool. Anyway, it looks like we've reached the cruise then. Flight level 340. A few jobs here. Check the diff pressure. APSI 5200. LNAV, VNAV. We select max continuous thrust. Preset the QNH, which in Birmingham is 1019. We'd obviously have logged on to CPDLC. Let's have a look here. FIR boundaries. So obviously on Unicom, but Lottie will stop talking to the Spanish. We've been talking Spanish now. Stop talking with Brest. So we'll put Lottie in. I usually personally put a 15-mile ring in just for sort of situation awareness. Typically leave the scale set to 80 miles, just a nice sort of distance for pickup weather. And then after Lottie, next boundary will be at COTEM, so we'll put COTEM in. Just for situation awareness with the FIRs and when we can expect to speak to different people. Cool. And there is the Spanish North Coast coming into view. The sun's already set, guys. Absolutely stunning. Add a cost. Update your cost index. Yes. So you, some airlines have SOPs where you can update the cost index, of which we might occasionally do it. But yeah, essentially you can get a change in your cost index in the cruise, but it's typically very close to what you calculate on the ground. So we'll leave it today. Serene got a good old direct the other day. COTEM Honolulu, beautiful. Straight in. Lee Russell, yeah, that's something that Microsoft Flight Sim does really well. You've got that beautiful nighttime shadow, basically of the Earth on the atmosphere. Absolutely stunning. The atmospherics in this look crazy. Probably the only thing is these clouds are probably a little bit too bright. They, you know, the sun's already set, and they, you know, these would be, you wouldn't have any reflection on these. Big Pod, does the oxygen mask make screech noise if you test mask over interphone? No, it shouldn't do. So, oh gosh, we've got some sort of funky radio here anyway. But actually, where's the boom mask switch on this radio panel? I've never seen in my life. How do you actually select it? Select it to mask. Absolutely no idea. We don't have this radio tuning panel or this transponder. Very fancy. Sat call and control. They're separate switches. I have no idea how to do it on that one. Ruben, you're on a different route to Birmingham. Oh, really? This is probably the most direct. Lorenzo, do you go back to standard lower cost index for the descent, or keep the one calculated for cruise? Use the one calculated for cruise. Hello, Sim Pilot Guy. Hello, same purchase on different account. What's your ground controller? Nice seeing you. Come fly. Time gives me traffic. Swap from another person now. Have a good night. Thank you very much for your time as a ground controller. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, it's very kind. We always appreciate it when we get some level of ATC. Just increases the immersion slightly. Rick, can you do a PA prior to top of descent? Yes. Actually, I didn't do a boarding PA today, did I? Sorry, guys. Andrew, do you find the mouse behaves differently in this aircraft? Yes. So I've actually used the default command. So you have to rotate the mouse wheel to flick switches. So you don't always have to do it. So sometimes you can click it, but it's designed to use your mouse wheel. I just alter my behaviour in this aircraft compared to others, but I think you can change the controls. Is it Legacy or something like that? But I've just stuck to using the default ones. But yeah, the sort of relax of the cruise here. I'll show you some of the features of the tablet. The options list is incredible. We've got so many different options available. But yeah, today I might practice a non-precision approach. We'll do a localizer only approach into Birmingham, just to show you how Fino is. +1 for a non-critical failure? Yeah, alright, we'll look at that as well. So we'll have a look at the tablet, we'll have a look at the failures. Good news is, much to your amusement, some of you will know that we've done a series of playlists and streams in the past where we look at excuse me, non-normal situations, where basically I do a flight from A to B and I have a failure every 5 minutes, but they're concurrent, you know. I don't clear the old failure. They're just, the amount of failures builds up over time. This now has that installed. So I was having a play of it yesterday. If I go here to failures, you can go to clear all failures, random failure, failure count, number of failures. I don't know. I put, how many can I put? 500. 500. Enable random timer. You can then set how often you want it. So 1 minute to, I don't know, 5 minutes, and it just keeps going. So yeah, not today, maybe another one, but yeah, it's really, I think it's as detailed, if not more detailed, than the PMDG's failure modelling. So let's have a look here. It's not too scary. Yeah, alright, I'll fail the display. So if I fail my outboard display, now clear, custom, I'll apply, boom, there you are. So I failed my screen. And this has automatic switching, so it's fantastic. It's exactly what happens on the real aircraft. So I failed my screen, and basically it puts a compacted display on the remaining display, the inboard display, with the PFD, ARC rows, your call sign information, and the engine display. Screen failures are incredibly rare. I've never had one. But yeah, automatic switching is available, and it's done it for you. So that's great. Hopefully it'll come back. Clear. Yes, it has. You also can rotate it to inboard to do the same thing. Wow. I wonder what inside information they have to get all this here. That's amazing. Fuel pumps, I guess. Fuel pump failure. Now apply. Yeah, read the QRH. QRH says do that. Continue normal operation. Right. Very good. Be careful, the boarding music cut YouTube videos for copyright. Thanks for the heads up on that, Michael. Silly thing. I have a lot of royalty-free music now, but yeah, they're probably using some third-party music or something. Make use of that screen real estate, absolutely. Jonathan, really bugs me though when it's raining and the wipers on the iFly don't work at all. Are you sure, Jonathan? So if you look at my members stream today, which is now public, we had a bit of rain on pushback. I put the wipers on and it was clearing the rain, unless I was mistaken. But Jonathan R6J9T, I'm pretty sure for me it works. Interesting. Sorry if it wasn't the case for you. Cool. Zach, I think I started reading your comments. Starting my job at Birmingham in 1.5. Oh, you're starting your job in 1.5 weeks. First flight that is, and it's for the lovely holiday company in Red. Watching you since the start of training. Can't wait to start at Birmingham. Amazing. Well, congratulations on getting through the course, and good luck with your I guess line training. Oh, Jonathan, yeah, double check because I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'll bring up the stream. Hold on. Give me 2 secs. So this is my stream from earlier. Let's bring up Chrome again. I think during the pushback we a little bit of rain shower. Now swim wipers worked. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. A little bit of rain here. A little few specks, and I think I put the wipers on to test. Yeah. Did it? Oh, it's hard to tell. I think I turned them off very quickly. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But yeah, worth double checking. I should think you are right. It's not working correctly. So, Climb, do you think the iFly Max 8 is better than the PMD GNG? Ooh. They've made a massive step forward here. Again, I think the PMD GNG is probably a little more polished with regards to how everything's sort of working inside, but let's see how it behaves in descent. I think, as I mentioned earlier, the autopilot, and someone pointed out, is a little twitchy. I think the flight director behaviour, again, as we've discovered today, is a little bit twitchy, a bit aggressive in pitch, the speed we come out of here, but when you think about what they're modelling here is a complex real-world aeroplane with loads of different systems. So far, I give the PMDG 9.5 out of 10. This is a 9 out of 10. That's the sort of scale here. Yeah, the LNAV is definitely a lot smoother. It was quite Yankee before, wasn't it? It would chase. Andrea, they are rare. Me starting my 320 career with a PFD failure during my base train yet. Ah. I've never had a display failure on the NG or Max. Hello, Brian Parker. He says, have you seen the Boeing 737 overhead panel from PU Air Korea? The start switch is reset from ground start. No idea, and I'm not too sure what you're just talking about, but interesting. Cat. I remember when you did that, and it got shared on Reddit. A lot. Hilarious. Anyway, so far, aircraft's performing beautifully. There's the Atlantic off to the left, just crossed the coast of Spain. There it is. Chemtrails on. A little bit of haze. Look, you can see the strobe effects on the cloud. Oh, it's a lovely time to fly. I prefer earlies over lates, but when it's like this and you're coming in, you've just taken off, done all the paperwork, have your dinner, and you're just sat outside looking at that view. Sensational. And I tell you what, I've been flying for 15 years. You can become quite aware of... How do I explain this right? If I was still on the line every single day, you know, you would forget about how fortunate you are to be doing this job. And I had an element of that before I went back in the sim. I was thinking, oh, you know, I'm doing another Alicante bag, but now I'm in the training department getting training and I go flying. I don't get to see this every day now. I probably fly like this, see a sunset like this, you know, a dozen times a year now. I really enjoy it again now. Really do. I've got no flights this week, and I'm a bit like, oh, you know what? I've got a couple of flights coming up in 2 weeks, and I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah. And I say that fully aware that, you know, everyone here would love to do what I do for a living, and I respect that. And I'm very fortunate to be in this position, so I still love it, you know. There we are. Do you use the new contrail thing? They look different. No, don't use any other third-party plugin. Amazing. Hello, Larry. I've been away from the computer for a bit. How did you warp speed teleportation much faster than even the Concorde from Dallas Fort Worth to Portugal with the group fly? Yeah. I took the X-15. It's the only fast-moving plane I can think of off the top of my head. Hello Adrian, good evening. Finally got a PC for flight sim after flying on Xbox. Well, have I missed out on so much stuff you can get for the sim, mainly the PMDG 737. Loving the stream. Cheers Adrian. Well yes, I've never actually used Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Xbox. I guess there's a certain lack of functionality when flying complex commercial jet airliners, but great fun for sort of GA and aerobatics and things like that. But yeah, again, all the equipment for the sim on the PC now. Pretty cool. God, I've done quite a few streams, haven't I? With the FlyJ Sim 737-200 service pack update. Massive thank you to my wife, who's given me all the time on my days off actually to crack out and get some streams done. I've really enjoyed it, and I've really enjoyed the FlyJ Sim. That was a spectacular update. That's now available, so I might record a couple of videos on that. Two really interesting streams: flying to a gravel strip gold mine, seeing the at minimums, just seeing the lights come into view. Uh, 94 Towers, love my day job, not a pilot, love simming. You've got the best of both worlds as well. It's important that you love your job as well. 10-year-old me would be amazed by how far sims have come over the last 20 years. Oh my goodness me, imagine when I was in secondary school in the early 2000s, and I'd come home to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2002, and I thought that was still amazing. And then I think it was even just flight photorealistic scenery. Let me find what the box was. People in the UK would know what this photorealistic add-on. I don't know if this will work. FS 2004 maybe. Oh, you can still download it from Flyway Simulation, I think. My goodness. These are the days. Hold on. Let me just get this post from Reddit. Who remembers this? This was me growing up. This is what I had before I was 12 years old. And I used to fly a lot from Philadelphia to Boston, I think. And in the 737-400, 2D panels, and you have a spot view. And this was 22 years ago. And my mum bought me Microsoft Flight Sim 2004 from Tesco. Tesco had it in the game section. It's just, oh, anyone? Does that bring any memories back to anyone? Unbelievable. And now look, I've just closed that panel and look at this. You weren't even alive, there you go. Bobby, remember when they introduced terrain? They were like, oh my gosh, there's mountains. Yeah, 94 Tails, I had to use my uncle's laptop as well. Yeah, Larry used to spawn in, it'll be Makesfield, wouldn't it, in Chicago? Wow. You can still watch Le Mans. No, I was aware was it this weekend or the weekend before? I sort of see a few clips here and there, but I don't sort of put it in my calendar. I did watch Formula 1 today. It was a little boring, but we had some family around and I fired up my Weber barbecue for the first time. So that has been quite exciting. So let's see how the aircraft behaves over Lottie. That should be hopefully a nice smooth left turn. This is absolutely perfect. All the lighting here in the atmosphere is so good. Ah, Ruben, yeah, I missed the end of the race. I knew. We won't do spoilers. We won't do spoilers because some people might be watching it on replay. But yeah, I missed the end. I was outside. Yeah, perfect. Nice left turn. In real life, the white box here, which is your eventually where the aircraft's heading, never deviates from the flight directors. The autopilot's really good at following the commanded flight directors. Bobby, yeah, the first virtual cockpit view used to bring your poor family Dell Pentium, yeah, Intel Core processor. Oh my goodness. Yeah, spot view, my goodness, yeah, you'd never use that. And all the window views would be a static picture. You know, you have a picture of a wing pointing out to the side. My goodness. Yeah, exactly, Steve. Modern GPUs, and you've been working with PCs for the whole period as well. Modern GPUs, almost literally, indefinitely more powerful than early PCs, but there you go. 2004 had some other serious planes. I know DC-3, the Comet. Oh, did it have a Comet? Oh no, you mean the de Havilland Comet, not the Jet. The Golf. What was the reg? GX, whatever it was. I can't remember what it was. Was it called a Comet as well? I can't remember. Anyway, just passing Lottie. We'll do a quick fuel and time check here. Lottie, 36 minutes airborne, 39, so a little bit behind schedule, but this flight plan was based off departing 3.5, so that makes sense. We should have 5 tons on board. We'll probably burn a bit more. Well, 5.1, so we saved 200. Fuel burn 2.3, so it's pretty accurate. Better turn up the lighting a bit now in night time. There we are. Fuel used 2.3. Yeah. Fuel burn is exactly as we're anticipating. Right, let's get some night lighting on in here. Background, yeah, it's not quite like that. When you turn up the background light, it's not a lot on like that. It's very, very dim, but that's the lowest I can have it. I think we'll just have it sense that. You can turn down the display brightness as well. That's really well modelled. Lights to dim. Just see how dim it is. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, you can test all the lights as well, which is pretty cool. Alright, we're ready for the night. Amazing. Right guys, so what is our ETA? We just passed 2100 Zulu. So an hour and 18 minutes to go. Top of descent is just under an hour. I'm just going to go make myself a little night brew, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes if you don't mind. It's the equivalent of going outside to the toilet in the cabin and making yourself a cup of tea in the boiler and then coming back for the rest of the cruise. So what I'll do, I'll put you in a beautiful view of the sunset here, and I'll be back at 21:10 if that's okay, guys. That's a beautiful view. Oh, Mr. Warren, hello. Just seen a good friend of mine pop into the chat. Hope you're doing well, buddy. I'll drop you a message actually, so I'll go for a quick break. But guys, yeah, thanks for your time and for popping into this lovely stream this evening. Having a really good time, and it's just great to hang out with you guys. Enjoy the iFly 7.3. It's a real beauty of an add-on. Guys, I'll see you in about 8 minutes or so. Cheers. Thanks for that intervention, guys. Come back with a brew. Although I have not had a traditional tea this evening. Members, if you head over to the live stream Discord, you can see what I've had. I've had a Clipper Organic Berry Burst Infusion with a teaspoon of honey. Don't want to be having caffeine at this hour. It's been nice to sip on as we continue the flight over the Bay of Biscay. I've crossed this bay thousands of times, and that is not an exaggeration. Thousands and thousands of times I've been sat on this exact airway. Josiah, what's the speed? 462 knots ground speed, estimating DegX at 21:26 Zulu, 13 minutes. Hello Dominic City, hello, is it possible to speed up the sim rate to ×4? It is in this add-on. I don't know about other ones, but if you go here to, I think it's under my plane maybe? Miscellaneous? Yes, acceleration mode up to 4 times. I did it on my test sector yesterday, works well. And it slows down when you're going over turns and things like that. Chart overlay applied. Oh, that's cool. And it does the overlay on the chart here. I've never seen that on an add-on before. An overlay on the Navigraph chart. That's cool. We'll have to recycle night mode. Track the aircraft. There we go. That's great. Massive improvement. Well done to the devs at Flight 1. Hello Jamlin, evening all, back from my meal out. Nice time for a chilled stream. Cheers buddy, this is the most chilled stream on YouTube right now. In the cruise, 34,000 feet, really nice evening to go flying, 23 knots. Got northwest France coming to view. This is the routing zone going to take us towards the Cherbourg Peninsula over the Channel. London and then onwards to Birmingham. Very nice. Swim and Climb, can I send you a link whilst you're in the cruise? If you post a link, it won't work in chat. Links automatically. Not banned, but yeah, if you were to type one in, it wouldn't allow you to do it. Intigo, what's your favourite sim, X-Plane or Fly Sim? Very commonly asked question, seeing I use both. I genuinely don't have a preference. I think they're both fantastic simulators, both have fantastic developers. Microsoft Flight Simulator has a much larger audience, we should expect it to. I think for the average sim user, if someone said to me, tomorrow Sam, you can only stream in one simulator forever, I would go with Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think as a sort of all-in-one package, I sound like a broken record, but I do say this a lot, as an all-in-one package, a fantastic aircraft that handle pretty close to the realistic, or the real-world counterparts. The graphics are amazing. More functionality with third-party software. That's what I'd say. However, it's something about X-Plane where I jump back into X-Plane and I take off an approach and landing, it just feels right. And that's the sort of, that's it really, I don't know. And obviously the graphics aren't quite as good, although the atmospherics have improved significantly. But yeah, for that reason I'm fortunate enough to use and enjoy both of them. I think a lot of streamers don't use X-Plane at all. I mean, am I one of the few that use both? I'd say my streams are pretty 50-50. Sorry, there's a moped with a exhaust pipe the size of a pea shooter. It's just gone past. Yeah, am I one of the? I think I'm one of the few streamers that only uses Microsoft Flight Simulator. I mean, I don't think 320 Pilot, 320 Sim Pilot does. I don't think 330 Driver uses it anymore. I don't think people with simulations uses it anymore. I think it's great. I don't know. It's very kind to me. Yes, Sam's fine. Or am I actually called Sam? Who knows? Anyway, that's why. Yeah, it's Joe. Went off on one there, but enjoy both. Use both. I do, and continue to do so. Is there going to be an X-Plane 13? Is that what they said at the expo? Plainly moped and fly level 340, my hero. Did you guys hear that on the mic? It went shooting past. Yeah, Ruben, exactly. Ruben, X-Plane's got a really good classics market, so obviously we've just been fortunate enough to have the FlyJ Sim 732 updated. The Fearless 742 is a goat, you know. Oh yes, you heard it very loud, yes. Let's get a few mopeds zipping past the house. Yeah, that's a really good point as well, Anders. Microsoft Flight Simulator, you pick your aircraft, boom, start your flight. You don't have to worry about any third-party sort of things going on. But in X-Plane's defence, the default airports that users can update via the gateway are a far better platform in X-Plane. They look so much better, they're updated. Default airports in Microsoft Flight Simulator are, well, how can I put this kindly? They're usable. But that's about it. You know, there's no taxiway markings, no stand markings, red lines everywhere. You know, taxi lights and edge lights everywhere. Exactly, Ruben. Yep, default airports with correct taxiways, and they look good. They're using a lot of. X-Plane added a lot of third-party assets for scenery developers. Well, I say for scenery developers. Regular people at home to update airports in the gateway using loads of assets. Same mate, they are. You know what? They are complete. Yeah. Wait, perfect time for my soundboard. Wait. Yes, Microsoft Flight Sim default airports are. There you go. They're not. Yeah, they are. I'm too kind, I know. Fingers crossed that there'll be some improvements, but there is a fantastic collection of high quality third party add-ons, which generally speaking in Microsoft Flight Simulator, when I stream, I more often than not choose routes where I have the scenery already or have access to scenery. Very occasionally I'll use default. Yeah, exactly as Nathan Hosker said. Yeah, flying to airports, I don't fly into airports I don't have scenery for. Otherwise it will look like I'm taxiing on the grass most of the time. That is true. Domixie, is it possible that you fly sim rate 4 times? You're in Italia for holiday, that's why I can't try myself. Domixie, I'm not going to use it during the stream, but I did an entire test sector yesterday and I ran it on 4 times, no issue at all, and that's the highest it will let you do. I had no issues at all. Slowed down approaching waypoints and turning, but then it sped back up again. Oh really? How was the default Houston? Yes, well that's one of the reasons I did the Houston Dallas, Texas, because I actually purchased the FSDT scenery a while back. I think it's because I departed there in the A380 in a stream. I just purchased the scenery. Yeah, there's Northwest France coming into view. I doubt we'll get any ATC today. There's some traffic on TCAS. 20 miles ahead, 2,000 feet above. Can't quite see them. Look outside. Oh, a bit of haze, look. Beautiful. Sun's really set now. There's enough light still. So yeah, like for example the contrary you wouldn't see at all. There's no light illuminating on that, unless it's a full moon I've missed. And the Milky Way is really bright. Maybe if you had a long exposure on your camera, but I love the haze. Oh, superb. Oh, Domixie, a lot of people have asked that. No, these are stock default chemtrails. Contrails. It's actually called chemtrails as third party add-on. That looks good. No, these are default. Whether it's iFly or they're using something in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I have no clue. a little look around the cabin anyway. The cabin tour here. Cockpit quality is amazing. I've had some people comment on Facebook actually my post saying the geometry of the MCP looks a bit weird. I mean, I can't really see it. I mean, I've sit in this thing every day. I honestly don't notice it. It looks good to me. I don't know, maybe some people are more aware of it than others, but I'm happy with it. It doesn't bother me. Anyway, it's the cabin. So obviously, Ultra, one of the subsidiaries of Ryanair, so they've got Ryanair catering all on board. Yeah, this is one of the best cabins I've ever seen modelled. Really, really good. I mean, the details on the door are really nice, and obviously we saw earlier. Oh my goodness me! If I shut the door, does the light come on? Yeah, if you lock it, the lights come on, but yeah, not the case here. Flushing toilet, although it's very quiet. If you listen carefully, you can hear it. Yeah, it's very quiet. It needs to be louder for amusement. I don't know if the sync works, but it's very cool. There we are. So 197 seats on board. Obviously the lights aren't quite bright. I think in the menu, the cabin lighting you can set to automatic. In fact, does the screen work? Oh my goodness me! I think I knew this though. Sunset, sunrise. Oh, it's got the full Boeing Sky interior. Look at this. What else? Work lights. Wait, hold on. I think ELEC. I've had an engine failure. Oh, brilliant. Well, isn't this wonderful? Well, this isn't planned. Right. Drift down procedure is disconnect autothrottle, set max continuous thrust. Cruise, engine out. Is it left? Left engine out. Max 224, set 220. See if we can get it restarted. 220 set. 232 knots bug. So basically maintain cruise level here. Drift down procedures is what I'm doing basically. 232 knots. Set max continuous thrust on the remaining engine, 92.0. Is that a program? Or what? I haven't programmed anything. I still have N1 and N2 rotation. Well, not that N2 matters on Elite 1P. And basically, when you get to that speed select level change, a little bit of right rudder trim. Ooh, that seemed quite sensitive. She's almost in trim. Let's have a look here. My plane. Where were the failures? Engines? Oh, I don't have anything. Clear all failures. Well, let's run the checklist. Pan, Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo engine failure. We're descending now, flight level 230 standby, maintaining present heading on track. Boom, that's done. Where's my QRH? I wasn't expecting an engine failure today. Right. Engine failure or shutdown non-normal checklist. Start the APU. See if we can still get to Birmingham anyway. Right, so now we're on speed, select level change, then you descend with max continuous thrust set. Drift down is a really calm, smooth, coordinated manoeuvre. Descending down now, perfect. And you just maintain max continuous thrust. This gives you the best endurance and range. Right, QRH. I was quite enjoying my chill stream. Engine failure or shutdown. Okay, airframe vibrations do not exist. Engine is not separated. Autothrottle disengage. Thrust lever remaining engine closed. When affected, engine is an idle thrust. Yes. Start lever cut off. I think I've moved the start lever. Look. I think I know what it is. I was in the cabin and I think I've clicked a click spot and that this is in cutoff already. Unbelievable. Alright, well in that case, let's just get the APU started and I'll do a crossbreed start. I must have clicked something in the cabin. Maybe one of the click zones was close to one of the fuel cutoff switches. I must have been in the cabin when that happened. IPU's nearly running with the sounds of it. Right, over to Command B, because otherwise I'll trip off the autopilot. I have to say, regardless, iFly's modelling of this is absolutely fantastic. Open the crossfeed valve. There's only a 70 kilo difference. There's no fuel leak suspected. I'll leave the pumps on. Restart engine then. So first things first, make sure that you have what phase of flight you're in. So whenever you're below 270 knots, which is what we are, it'll always be a cruise cross-speed start. So just make sure the pack is off on the affected side. So left side off, duct pressure minimum 30 psi, it's increasing. And we can move the engine start switch to ground. Ground. It's not starting. Why is that not rotating? I've got duct pressure moved to ground. We should have N2 rotation. Starter valve's not even open. Can I move that to ground? It's broken. Moving this start switch to ground, you should get start valve open, engine rotating. It's not working. It looks like they've inhibited it. APU bleed? No, doesn't matter. We're doing a cross bleed start, Daniel. We don't use APU bleed in flight to start an engine. We use cross bleed. But maybe they've got it modelled. That's the only way you can do it there. I mean, I could try using the APU bleed, but I don't want to blow up the engine, so let me just turn off.
Minimums.
Let me just turn off engine bleed on 1 then, move that to off. APU bleed on. Be interesting to see if this works actually. No, but it should. It looks like they haven't modelled anything anyway. So it's looking really promising, but they haven't modelled the ability to restart an engine in flight. So this in ground should open the start valve. I have duct pressure, and using crossbleed from the remaining engine. Essentially, I've got sufficient PSI, just 30 PSI. Yeah, that's not working. Alright, well I'll try a windmill start. Okay, so to do that I'm going to have to increase my speed here. So what I'm going to do is bug 280 knots. I probably won't have enough fuel to make it to Birmingham. Yeah, Daniel, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to try a windmill start now. So I've got max continuous thrust to bring the speed up to 270 knots or greater. But it's not modelled correctly. I can't do a cross-speed start, so I'll try a windmill. I've just got a funny feeling it's not going to work. Right, so additionally in the max, because of the torque generated from the engine-driven pump, you've got to turn off the engine-driven pump off. Let's see if the yeah, that's actually really cool. So I've turned off the engine-driven pump, and you can actually see the N2 increasing because the torque of the engine-driven pump is quite high. So I'm above 270 knots now. So it should give me a windmill start. So essentially using the airflow. We're going to chuck in now some fuel. So let's go to flight. Ooh, okay. That's looking a little bit more promising. Okay, so for the windmill start, wait until above 8.5% fuel on. Come on. It's not lighting up. I'm in flight, I'll put my igniters to both, shouldn't need to. It should be firing off all the igniters, but... So I've got fuel, I've got windmill. I might have to do the control E. Yeah, the oil pressure's very low. I should think that's not... Again, I think that's the modelling of the fact the engine's not spinning, but it looks like windmill start's not working either. So none of this is modelled. You can try and go a bit faster to see if that helps. Oh yeah, the engine. I shut an engine down accidentally, but it won't restart with a crossbleed or windmill start. Yeah, fuel flow won't start until. Yeah, look, the engine valve's not opening. So that's another bug. I mean, the only way you can get it to perhaps go is to speed up. Maybe I have got some sort of failure on. Serial failures. You know what I should try now? Try and do another crossbleed start. Crossbleed start hasn't worked. Windmill starts hasn't worked. Yeah, it's not doing any sort of self-tests. So I do that, but the engine valve close is staying illuminated. We already checked failures in the tablet. Should be on the beta team. Yeah, we didn't test this, that's for sure. You can't restart an engine in flight using crossbleed or windmill start. So what's my fuel flow? 1.8 tonnes. I might be able to make it to Birmingham, single engine. Not that that's planned to land at the nearest suitable airports. Oh, come on. No, it's not having any of it. Windmill start's not working. Crossbleed start's not working. So, EGT does not increase from 30 seconds. Well, there's another abort start. It just starts needing to cut off confirm. Don't do the wrong one. So the other crew member would confirm it. Start switch to off. Or leave it continuous. It's failed. Yeah, interesting. I could try and refill the fluids unless I've had some weird oil leak issue, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Can't reset it in flight anyway. Great, single engine. Mine, you could give him some feedback on it and Control E. I could try Control E. Let's try it. No. Also, this is the most inefficient drift down because I'm trying to do a windmill start here. I'll try crossbleed start one more time. Now, you shouldn't need to speed up like this. You can do it at any speed, essentially. But just in case it is modelled incorrectly, which it definitely is in some way. Anyway, start switch to ground now again. Yeah, it's just not opening up the start valve. Move it to start switch to ground, you should get start valve open. Yeah, great. So has anyone else got any feedback? Anyone tested this? Yeah, it's fair. None of this is working correctly. Can you load a panel state? Yeah, well, that's going to completely clear my FMS and everything. I think they're only all ground related. Alright, well, we might not make Birmingham, but should we just run the QH like we would in real life? We could probably get somewhere suitable. Gatwick, but there'll be my panel, my cabin tour was a disaster. What did I click? I must have clicked something. Anyway, let's go back to the drift down speed now. Okay, I can't restart engine. I'm completely boogers. Nothing's working. Control E didn't even work. Alright, well look, we'll do a single engine diversion. They're spinning really slowly, but yeah, they've not modelled the ability to restart an engine in flight. Ah, my smooth 10:30 at night. Just wanted a chill stream into Birmingham, but instead of dealing with this, I'm just having a sip of my tea, guys. So they need to go back on the drawing board on how to manage this. Right then, so what doesn't work in this aircraft? You can't restart an engine unless there is some sort of modelling of some critical fault. But we've tried a crossbleed start with the correct configuration, no starter valve open. We've tried a windmill start with the correct operation. The engine valve is jammed closed. So I think what they've done on the ground, they've only modelled engine starts on the ground. So when you move this in flight to idle, you know, it shouldn't have to perform the TCM or EOS tests. They're on the ground only. It should just fire up. Engine spar valve closed, light extinguishers. This should then extinguish, and then then the engine should restart at above 270 knots. Okay, no problem at all. But no, that's not modelled correctly. I'm a bit concerned by this. But anyway, it's not rotating, so the oil pressure won't build up anyway. IPU is on and it's providing AC power, so I'll try one more time with the APU. Again, this is a non-standard engine start configuration, so it might work, but I'm going to have to temporarily depressurize the aircraft. So we'll turn that off, that on, packs off, both sides just to see if it works. Give me a little bit more oomph. Alright, be careful though, because the cabin altitude is now going to start increasing. But it might trick the aircraft that start switch to ground. No rotation, no start valve open. We'll try a windmill start again. Just make sure I don't go below 270 knots. Let's try it one more time. Flight. Oh yeah, don't forget to turn off the engine pump on the... Ooh! See, this is working with bugs in Sims. Okay, the system's recognised this configuration. It's gone, oh yeah, it's been programmed by the developers. Oh, in this configuration, the engine will restart, but they've only obviously thought about that on the ground. Oh yeah, whoops. Back to command A. There we are. You wouldn't have to do that in real life. Reconfiguring for 2-engine flight. Anyway, let's go back up to 340. Why not? Set 340 VNAV. What a frontally engaged N1, and it's on econ descent mode now. So what I'll do is update the cruise again. Now this is probably not going to like that. How do we fix it? By trying to work out what the developers programmed to get these engines started. Oh yeah, hold on, no raise. Engines, execute. Oh, it's broke. Why is it saying max 226? Engine's no longer out. You can't deselect it. You can't deselect an engine out. Bugs. So now thinks I have a permanent engine failure. Report it to them. Time permitting, yes. However, I've discovered a new bug. It is climbing though, yes, but yeah, look, I've got like /3. And permanently left engine failure. Let's go back up to 3. What's that done to my fuel? Fine, 2.4. And yeah, look, it's going back to the single engine speed. Yeah, well, there we are. So we ran through the QRH, did exactly what you'd have to do in real life to restart an engine. So a cross-bleed start. That didn't work. We tried a windmill start, that didn't work. And that's because it's not been modelled. They've not modelled it correctly. So they've essentially modelled it that you could only restart an engine how you would do on the ground. So start an APU, put the APU bleed on, turn the packs off, and then I think somewhere in their code they've gone, right, that's when they, if someone does that, we'll restart the engine for you. So obviously these are the limitations of desktop simulators. Desktop simulators are amazing, but if you throw something at it which has not been programmed for, in this case restart an engine in flight, it hasn't got the right switches as far as it's concerned, or programmed for concerned for it to work. So that's why it didn't. But yeah, it was interesting to see. But it would be quite cool if it actually did work. This is why you're not on the testing team, you keep finding bugs. But you know, the average user isn't going to do that, and obviously I'm quite interested to play the stream back later to find out what on earth I clicked in the cabin. I think, did I click anything? What's the chances of me clicking something through here? I think I clicked the screen. Was I playing with the lights and it must have just been the cut-off lever? My goodness me. What's the chances of that? Well, it isn't the first time I've done it. Please don't flush the toilet again. And this is where PMDG... I have not actually attempted an in-flight engine restart with the PMDG. I don't think. I'm quite sure it'll work. Yeah, Sasha's very easy to do with these click spots. So I've had to bug a random speed. It's still permanently stuck on left engine now. I wonder if I select right engine now. Oh, I could select between the two, but if I select all engine, you shouldn't need to execute that, I'm pretty sure. Have I fixed it? No, still engine. Let's get up to the cruise. Now what have I got an issue with? Air conditioning. Auto. I've had to depressurise the plane. Max diff pressure. So another thing is, it looks like the pressurisation schedule's gone back into descent. So I'm depressurising it. Right, let's open the outflow valve slightly. Whoa! Yeah, gosh. In real life, you'd only quickly flick this. I've hit max PSI. I'm about to blow a hole in the fuselage. Thankfully, we've got pressure relief valves. That's again really poorly modelled. If I'd open the outflow valve load by that, as much by that, your cabin rate of climb would be like 10,000 feet per minute. They've not modelled this very well. Anyway, I'm trying to depressurise the plane at the moment. This is not very well modelled here. Yeah, I've opened up a door the size of a tray table. What did I say? Tray table? Maybe it should be an isolation valve. Yeah, that should be an auto. Not that it will make any difference. It will be closed in this current configuration. Pressurization schedule's all wonky, but it shouldn't go auto fail. The outflow valve modelling is not very good. Yeah, the pressurization's barely changing. Yeah, if you did this in real life, your eardrums would have blown off. It's like you would have had a rapid depressurization. Wind shear, I think the engine failed because of a weird click spot or something. So auto fail is one of the pressurization controllers has failed. You've got two, but I don't think it would illuminate if you were to hit 9.1 psi. And if I go to auto, it just goes. Yeah, that 9 out of 10 slipped to an 8. Yeah, 9 out of 10 for a normal flight from A to B. For non-normal situations, 4 out of 10. None of the systems seem to be modelled that accurately. Which is a shame, actually, because I thought it was actually quite decent. I've got the FMC's stuck in right engine out failure. I can't restart an engine using any of the in-flight start techniques. And the pressurization situation. Pressurization is inaccurate. Anyway, what's this whole chain of events triggered by the toilet flush? Yeah. There we are. We'll try and update it now. Cruise. I'm going to try and... I think I might have fixed it. There we go. Sorted. Let's go back to auto. Closing the outflow valve. It's descending the cabin. Yeah, I think sorted. Yeah, the outflow valve doesn't move as fast as that either. Okay, we fixed it. Yeah, PMDG now better than the iFly. Yes, definitely persistence modelling. Do you need to manually balance your fuel? Oh gosh, well spotted. I thought I'd opened it, but is there still a massive inbound going on? Yeah, we do now. We're still within 453 kilos, but I will do it there. So crossfeed open, bright, dim, low side pumps off. Remind me to reconfigure the panel later, guys. Master caution fuel. Alright, so we're now only using fuel for the left tank. Right, 340, cruising up to Mach 0.79 again. That's a really, really good point, Nathan. I wonder if you program that, if you activate an engine failure using the tablet, you can then do an in-flight start the correct way. That's a really interesting question. I mean, I've got to be careful here. I don't want to activate anything else here, but what engine failures do we have? Yeah, so with a flame out, I guess like this is like in the real sim, I guess. If you select that and leave the malfunction on, you attempt to restart, you might see the M1 increase, fuel flow, move the start limit to cut off, but it won't restart because the failure's still in. So I don't know if you select it then deselect it whether it will let you to restart an engine, but right now you're unable to do an in-flight engine restart. Oh yeah, Martin, you know, things can quickly go away. But, you know, I did pretty much everything I would do in real life. Pan call, drift down procedure. I would have probably have diverted sooner by now, found a suitable alternate, but we were, you know, confined to a desktop somewhere, so don't have that pressure. Anyway, here we are, back as we were. No failures. We're balancing the fuel. Fuel on arrival now after our deviations 2.4, so we're still 2.1 to divert to Heathrow with 80 miles till top of descent. Right, let's start setting up for the approach. 250 below 100. Forecast winds will fetch. Yeah, route cause breaker was turning on lights at the cabin intent panel, correct. Over the English Channel next, you've got the Isle of Wight, beautiful route today. Got London off to our right hand side, Hemel, Buzzard, Welling. Welling goes over Northampton, Puffax, and then runway 33 in use in Birmingham this evening. Oh, is there a 604? I think they'd still be using, yeah, they'd still be using 33, wouldn't they? Clear skies, lovely evening. So the start, you'll notice here, like most arrivals into the UK, are not designed to get you onto the approach in any way, shape or form. So it's actually designed to put you in a hold here in Oscott to the sort of west of Birmingham. Now if you look on flight radar, let me just bring that up on my side so you guys can see this. Hopefully it won't give you all the personal information away. No, it won't, thankfully. Let's see if we can find an aircraft inbound to Birmingham. So what have we got here? We've got Birmingham's up there, Manchester, Tate Hill, East Midlands, Birmingham's down there. So have we got anyone inbound to Birmingham? I think this, yeah, this Ryanair's just landed. So have a look at this. See how they come straight in, look. Boom. Straight in like this. Straight onto runway 33. This time of day, you're going to get that every single break. Now what's going on? What is wrong with this aeroplane? Master caution. Air conditioning. It's overpressurizing the aircraft. I think it's got into some descent logic and it's just not. I'll just leave it at 9.1 psi. So you get the idea. That's what real world traffic does into Birmingham. So if we have a look at that and the star, typically what will happen is London are very good at coordinating with airports in the country, especially at this time of day. Let's see if I'm seeing we should forecast that being ready. Yes, load. They're very good at coordinating this day. So our arrival, Hemel 220. They'd probably coordinate, yeah, after Hemel you can route direct to Puffax or even direct Honolulu. Typically, yeah, London will go so like Hemel, direct Honolulu, expect straight in for runway 33, and then you'd modify the FMC. Yeah, calculate, open the valve, we've tried that, it doesn't work properly. You can fully open the cross speed valve, the outflow valve, and it will slowly provide a rate of climb. I can't be asked, it's just broken. So yeah, what we'll probably do is Hemel direct to Honolulu and then straight in on IS-33. So Honolulu is here, it's not even on the extended descent line, it's not even part of this approach chart, but essentially that's the routing we'll do. So what we'll do, to make it realistic, you know, approaching Hemel, I'll just say, yeah, you can now route direct to Honolulu, expect straight in runway 33, and we'll then adjust the FMS to sort of accommodate for that. So yeah, from that point of view then, the star, there's not really much to point out if we're going to do what we'd expect in real life, direct to Honolulu. Serene, yeah, Birmingham base cover for this, like I said, I was given Honolulu from Cotton, literally straight in for 33. Yes, I might have also flown a few dozen times in and out of this airport, and be aware of the arrivals, but yeah, that's what we can expect. All 01. ILS frequency. Very similar with Leeds, very similar with East Midlands, Liverpool. Actually, Liverpool, they've got to be a bit more careful because of Manchester, so you typically come like 250 knots down at 3,000 feet to get below all the traffic going into Manchester. But that's pretty cool. Now I'm moving chairs. All these hidden click spots to catch you out. Only on standby. Course is 325. 325, 325. How's the fuel balancing going? Nearly there. 1.66 another couple of minutes. So frequencies, courses, 325 I've set minimums then, catwalk. Oh, should we do a localizer only? See how VNAV works? I've not tried it. I've done a... No, I did do a localizer yesterday, didn't I? Yeah, I did try it. It was alright. Would you like me to do a localizer only or an ILS? With the aircraft behaving as it is today, might not be the best idea. Fingers crossed. Brave. Let's do the localizer only. Fun. 740, add 40 feet to correct to the MDA. So 780, so we don't bust it if we're not visual. Not that that will be an issue today. But we are testing VNAV, aren't we? So so 780 feet set. RVR needed 1,200 meters. So we've already described London straight in, runway 33. After Hodley, and then the missed approach is climb straight ahead to 3,000 feet, then as directed. Landing performance then, we've got 3,000 metres available here in Birmingham, can accommodate an A380, Emirates do daily flights. In their Super Jumbo, let's try the landing performance calculator. So read data from Microsoft Flight Simulator. Landing weights in, Birmingham 3.3, it'll be dry. TIS off. Air conditioning on, flat 30, brakes, let's go auto brake. Try auto brake 2, we've got to get up for Bravo, for all reverses, non-normal checklist, calculate. Calculate. Auto brake 2 is giving me a distance of 2,204 metres, that's unfactored probably. Even with a factor, that's going to be nicely taking us off of Bravo. So flat 30, auto brake 2. I'll use idle reverse, last flight of the day. 600 kilos to burn, 65.3. Yeah, 65.285, great. Flat 30, auto brake 2, idle reverse. And then we'll vacate Bravo, taxi on to stand. Oh gosh, yeah, run a trip back to centre, well remembered. These are all things that IRL, you know, you'd be aware that you've fiddled with. It's very slow to change as well. And yeah, fuel's pretty much balanced. So fuel pumps on, check the cross sweep, bright, dim, bright, and then off. We know about the auto fail. Okay, cool. Hello Stefan, did a flight from Inverness in the Max tonight and it was the best I've experienced. Razo controllers were cool, sharp and friendly, the Max full was fantastic. Yes, I wish I could say the same for our sector. No, it's been pretty good. If the engine hadn't failed, I would be saying the same thing. We just had a little bit of a quirk there. And the turn there, you see, it sort of turned right and immediately locked at about 15 degrees. So it would be a little bit smoother, but overall it's pretty good. Stephen, do an ILS, I did not pick up the glide slip earlier, had to recycle the flight directors. If that's the case, Stephen, I don't want to do an ILS if I can't pick up the glide slip. It'd actually be better to do a localizer only and use VNAV. So we'll stick with the plan. Anyway, over the south coast of the UK. Isle of Wight just off to our left. We've got the perfect perspective. That's pretty much exactly how much wing you can see from the cockpit. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, night lighting in the flight deck looks near enough spot on. Yeah, it's really good. The cockpit lighting is really nice. Yeah, well, it's fine on another night. It could have been something to do with the scenery, Stephen. Yeah, exactly. As long as it's following the profile. I think it did a reasonably good job yesterday. No, we would have reached top of December by now had we not had our little Escapade single engine. Anyway, fuel's all balanced. Just got a little pressurization issue. It'll work. I think another thing that's happened is when we started descending, it did not like climbing back up again. Adam, I did it before I read it. Hey ho. Top of descent in about 5 miles, guys. So, call sign say Blue Med, so that will say Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo when ready, descend flight level 220 level Hemel. Set, and then VNAV will automatically manage to descend. Let's have a look at the transition from cruise to descent in about 30 seconds. Hello Murray, Sam just tuned in, how's things, how's she handling? Yeah, just don't play the stream back 20 minutes. Thanks for popping in. Doing alright. Don't fail an engine though. Okay, so here we are, passing top of descent. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable transition from the cruise to descent path. Nice, good job. Again, real aircraft is pretty good at not deviating off path. When in path, it'll lock on path, won't let it change. Hello CGS Simulations, hello, it was amazing to test during beta, how are you finding it? Yeah, normal operation's fine. We hit a click spot or something in the cabin, the engine failed, and you can't do an in-flight restart, it's not programmed correctly. So we tried a cross-plane start, we tried a windmill start as per QRH, as per the correct configuration, engine would not restart. Once I configured it for an on-ground start, which you'd never do in flight, because you blow up the APU back pressure if you're not careful, it worked. So obviously in the programming it's programmed to only start on the ground, but we had to configure it as if we'd be on the ground, so APU bleed on packs off and it went, oh okay, yeah, we'll restart an engine. So they need to have a look at that. Otherwise, flight remains to be pretty good. Flies nicely, VNAV's better. But yeah, just come back on path. Proper idle path descent. Sensible descent M1 at this altitude, and pretty much on the speed. Looks good to me. Very nice. This stuff to program is very hard. Yeah, rotor trim's now centered. MSG1. Fuel pumps are on. Yeah, all good. Fuel pumps on, fuel balanced. The only issue is this auto fail, which again has fixed itself just descending. The aircraft is fully operational. Bank 25. CPDLC not implemented yet, Adam. I said it needs a bit more time to get in there. Robert, how many years of flying do you have on the 7.3 or just total? Total. Gliding here, 22 years, 21 years, the 7.3, 15, 16 this year. Josiah, you would go direct Honey, but you're not sure what the Tomjet's doing. Is he doing the full route? I wonder if he's going to do the full star. Bit long-winded. Yeah, there was the normal routing. What was I going to do? Yes, traffic. Yeah. That's the aircraft going into Heathrow. We'll have a look outside the window in a second. We've got Josiah, and you said you got a Tomjet somewhere as well. Okay. I won't go direct to Honolulu just yet. Ah, yes, there's London. There's Heathrow. He's still at 330. looks really good. Sweet. Hang in there, PC. Loading all this in. Don't have any Heathrow scenery programmed in. Awesome. Is it 340? Interesting. Robert, fair play. Which other aircraft have you flown apart from the 737? I have been fortunate enough to finish my flight training back in 2010, and I came first job interview as my current operator. So I went from a Seneca on my instrument rating to the Boeing 737, and it's the only time I've flown. I've got 7 and a bit thousand hours. 15 years now. Loved every second. Alright, have to say it's doing a good job. 220 level Hemel. On path, idle thrust. Great job. They've definitely improved Vina, haven't they? Massively. Summer solstice nearly here, look. 11 o'clock at night, local time. British summer time with a little bit of light on the horizon. Even though we're at London. So when are you moving up to the Dreamliner? Jow, don't mention Jow here. Respect my privacy. So I can't even see him on the flight radar. I can see you've gone direct to Honolulu by the looks of it. So I might do the same afterwards. It looks like Tomjet is... Josiah in chat is this guy, another member flying Alpaca Airways. This guy's also going to Birmingham, who's currently going the wrong way. This aircraft here, look. Birmingham, where is he going? I mean, even the standard routing doesn't go that way on the Hemel 1 Bravo. Els, do you often sit in the right and sit in real life? Yeah, so if I'm doing commando grade training, which I haven't done for a while, wobbly there, the FMAs, or direct entry captains from another airline. I did a couple of years ago when I was a new LTC. Okay, so typical clearance now from London will be Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo, your number 2 in Birmingham, route now direct Honolulu, expect straight in for runway 33. So Honolulu on top, execute. We can tidy up the FMC now. So LNAV available, that's normal, you get all this mess here. And VNAV path update. Now this is one thing I'd like them to update. The real aircraft, the path doesn't update like this. It disappears and it then comes back with the correct path. You don't get this continuous change in VNAV. So what I'm going to do is put Honolulu /-5 to create a waypoint 5 miles before Honolulu, execute, and then route direct to centre fix. That way the aircraft's routing direct to Honolulu, and then once you get to Honolulu -5, you can just update it. And look at that, it's actually just put me perfectly on path. And now it's re-updating. So they need to clear this away. And then just allow it to update. And look, it actually started descending, I think, below 220, which it shouldn't have. So let's just give ourselves a descent clearance. In outer quiet, would open VS, but it shouldn't be climbing. Oops. Let's just set something like 80, something sensible. So I'm high, select VNAV. It should go VNAV speed. So we're high, yes. Retard. This should be a lot smoother and slower. In the real aircraft, it's really smooth at this sort of level, close on the thrust. Using reserve fuel. No, we're not 2.5, we need 2.1. Right, 5,000 feet high. Usually you'd be planned a little bit better, but you know, it seems ridiculous, but it's still manageable. We've got to be careful of Josiah ahead of us, but we can increase our speed to 320 knots. Execute. And that will bring the speed brake out. Now, we should easily recapture this profile. Seatbelts on. They're still on after our engine failure. I've got to put my fixed rings in. So yeah, be very careful when you're accelerating to a really high speed like that, so speed brake out. You can get very high rates of descent in excess of 5,000. This is what the real aircraft would do as well. You know, your attitude's quite low. Just to be really aware of it and your cleared altitude, what your rate of descent is in reference to your cleared altitude. So for example, if I was levelling off at 160, there were 3 to go at this rate of descent, I'm only there in about, 30 seconds. You've got to be really careful because it will generate RAs, TAs, all sorts. You've got to be really careful. Anyway, profile's coming back. Just put my fixed wings in. The Hemel restriction does leave you a little bit high for straight in. Yeah, well spotted planet. It is too fast. 10:15. Actually, I'm a little bit dubious about VNAV now. I'm 50 miles till touchdown, so it should be about 15,000 feet. I'd say I'm on path. This is showing 4,000 feet high. I'm not sure about VNAV there. I don't think it's got the calculation right. Should be at around 15,000 feet now. I'd say I'm slightly below profile, going below profile. Martin, maybe he has an IRS failure whilst opening the overhead bins. I have actually inadvertently turned an IRS off in a stream once. after we had another malfunction. Why is it slowing down to 250 for? Sure. Yeah, I think VNAV's got a little bit bonkers here. Oh, that Tom Jetcher's is now going on round to Birmingham, but he's behind you and I now. Well, look, I'm going to go on to VNAV and just see what it does. I'm just going to route direct to HON01 again, see if that changes the path. 2,000 feet high according to this. Coming back. Yeah, it's definitely having a moment. It's not showing we're levelling off at 80 here. Let's go back on path and see what it does. Slightly slowing down to 250 knots. Usually it would do that a little bit closer to 10,000 feet. Sounds are fantastic though. They're really good. Oh, Josiah, you forgot to remove the Honley 90. Yeah, don't put that in. Just curious as to what this path is, and if it's I don't think it's an idle thrust descent path. Oh, hold on. Recognise this. Silverstone should be just down that my left. Silverstone racetrack's there. Can't really see it. Yeah, let's. I'll get it onto path and see what it does. I'm not very confident. Post cruise checks. Lights on. Look at all the haze. Logo. APU. Sorry, no APU. Angle bank. 25 pressurization set. Belts on. Recall. Checks complete. Okay, coming onto path. Stow the speed brake. Want to go. Descend down to 3,000 feet. QNH 1019 8,800 for 3,000 feet. Stand by to say, you know what? Maybe I was being a bit critical. 369. You know what? It's come back. It's come back actually. I swear when we looked at it, it was showing me way too low on VNAV path, but that's pretty much bang on now. We'll soon find out when we get the glide slope. We've got a decel point coded as well. We're doing a non-precision approach today. Yeah, the atmospherics are amazing. Yeah, the landing lights are illuminating on the out ahead. It is superb. Yeah, this is good. The iFly's coming back into its own here. That's what we want to see. yeah, Sam, most Boeing jets now have common VNAV, and all the 737 MAX, as far as I understand, well, certainly at our operator, and I think other new ones now use common VNAV, which is similar to how it works on the 78777. Essentially, whenever you are on path like this, it always stays in path. If I open the speed window, there you go, look, see how it went to VNAV path? It went to speed then path, but they've definitely got common VNAV now modelled. So if I wind the speed back, you know, it won't pitch for this speed because it's in path. It'll only in path. It only cares about this. So if AT says slow down 220 knots, and I just simply open the speed window in path, it won't do it. So you either got to use speed brake or level change to bring the speed back. So yeah, this is all modelled really nicely. 25 miles to touchdown, 7.5, slightly below, plus slowing down. Yeah, looking okay. Anyway, TCAS wise, we've got traffic coming in 10 miles ahead. Oh yeah, look, it looks really busy in Birmingham all of a sudden. What in the world? We might have to give ourselves some self-positioning here. We've got an A320 with Josiah. We've got Rhino and a 737-200. That's old school from Dublin. We've got Rhino UK, that is. Yeah, the 200's right up your trumpet. And what's this person doing? We've got a... Hey, he's going the wrong way. From how did he get there? I don't understand. Impressive. Anyway. Oh, I can hear someone of you.
8, it's on minimum approach speed for runway 33. Not located, minimums will go around.
Okay, interesting. So it's got FMC speed because we're trickling a bit low on speed, that's fine, but I will open the speed window now and bump the up speed. Just so I can see what's going on. There's traffic downwind left hand, I think, for runway 33. But I'm guessing they went around. I think this is the... Yeah, Lisbon-Birmingham traffic, same route as us, but he's going in the complete wrong direction at 7,000 feet. That person's not going into Birmingham. How? I don't understand how he's managed that. We should be okay. This traffic is going to stand. Perfect. Right, there's Birmingham ahead. So, vertical path's looking good. We've reached a decel point, and we're just below the glide slope, and it's coming alive. So I think it's done a good job here. Platform altitude's 2,000 feet, so we'll set that now. So check it with Birmingham. We're Porto Hotel Echo, descending 2,000 feet. QNH1019 information alpha. Yeah, ILS, and then I would say something like, oh, for training, we'd like to request a localizer only approach runway 33. Yeah, Blue Med, Porto Hotel Echo approved. So we always have to tell them if you are planning to do a different approach, because different approaches like the localizer only have a platform altitude, different go around. It's always really important to tell ATC what you're planning on doing. Right, flat 1, want to stay in VNAV because we're flying a non-precision approach. Flap sounds great.
Landing traffic on Birmingham,
flat
please
5.
advise runway vacated, Ryanair 68.
Speed check, flat 5.
Runway 33 vacated, much appreciated, Ryanair
approach.
68, landing runway 30, short final.
So now nav, ooh, see, it's a little bit aggressive turning between waypoints, but it's better than it was. Do we reconfigure the crossfeed? Yes, everything's all configured for normal flight. 4 pumps after our little engine failure. Pressurization's all good, fuel's fine. Reed would like the VSD on. And terrain, no doubt. Yeah, very good. That VNAV much better than the old one, and it's actually provided a path all the way from top of descent, which I was questioning to begin with. Should be above pit. No, should be descending a bit more than that. Hey, whoop. Let's Captain say cabin's ready.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Thank you. A little bit of a tailwind here, so just keep an eye on that. Want to go.
2,500.
Yeah, it's a bit twitchy. Localizer alive, localizer capture, yes, and it sort of rolls and it stops the turn immediately, but you know, it's pretty good. Okay, approaching descent, 800 feet, Vino past speed interfered, a bit of a tailwind, so flap 10. Birmingham traffic, Blue Med 42 Hotel Echoes, final runway 33, 6 miles.
Birmingham traffic, Ryanair 668, vacating runway 33.
Okay, so this film's vacating the runway. So the path might be slightly below glide slope. Sometimes can happen, you might need to recycle the flight directors. Here comes the FAF. So FAF, 2,000 feet, no flags, altitude checks, no flags, drop gear, flight 15, match speed.
That is correct, runway 0.
Star switches, continuous recall check, speed brake, arm green light, landing gear, down 3 green, auto brake is set to 2, holding flaps. Speed below 175, flap 30. VRF plus 5. Short field performance, so the leading edge devices only go to full extent beyond flap 25. Flaps 30, 30 green light, lights on, measurement clear to land, check this completes. Very good. Yeah, nicely done iFly. Non-precision approach in VNAV, descent in VNAV, really well modelled. Okay, top of the white bar, 1,000 feet above the ground, set the missed approach altitudes. 3,000 feet set, approach logic engaged, so it won't level off. Very nice. Where's that traffic? I think they're vacated. Just have a quick look on the VATSIM map. Yeah, they just vacated the runway. Oh gosh, sorry guys. Blue Med 42 until Echo landing runway 33. Alright, cool. Disconnecting auto throttle. Disconnecting the autopilots. You can leave the flight directors in if they're commanding sensible indications to stay on the vertical profile, which it looks like they are. Check 3 reds. Got the Pyrenees scenery here.
400.
Checked.
Minimum.
Continue. Target thrust will be about 52% this way.
200.
Just a little less thrust. It's hazy. Yeah, really nice.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Check.
20.
Pose.
10.
Offset
5.
line. Oh, 5. Cheeky. Alright. Speed brakes up. Reverse is idle.
Speed brake.
Oh, fully extended. I heard the arm go up. That's a feature of the Max. It will scream speed brake at you if you don't extend it. 100 knots. Idle braking. 80 knots. We need auto brake 3. 60 knots. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Birmingham. Yeah, not bad at all. Cancelling reverse. Superb. Looks like the Ryanair went to the end. Very hazy here. What's the weather? It's like the visibility's dropping right down. That's so good. It's not hazy. Are you sure it's not hazy? Looks pretty hazy to me. Yeah, look, you can see all the tail lights. This is the lights in 24 are pretty decent. I've never seen this before. Is it an issue? You can even see the traffic headlight, the logo light. That looks like really misty. What's the dew point and temperature? Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo vacated runway 33. Birmingham traffic. Very nice. Stow the speed brake. Flaps coming up. Cav okay. It's definitely not quite right. Very good. Yeah, massive improvement. Had we not had that engine failure and sequence of technical issues where within the modelling of the aircraft you can't actually restart an engine in flight, I would have given it 9 out of 10. There's a little bit of work needed on the technical side of things, but remember these are entertainment products. Are you going to have an engine failure? Well, if you're a moron like me and somehow managed to shut it down looking in the cabin, then yes, you would be able, you want to be able to restart it in flight, but it's not going to affect the average user, you know. Oh, ground is online. Oh, thanks. Come on, 121.805. Didn't realise. Birmingham ground, good evening, Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo. If I get it runway 33 on taxiway Alpha.
Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo, Birmingham ground, good evening. Taxi stands 42 right via Alpha, Delta and Whiskey.
Alpha Delta Whiskey for stand 42 right, Blue Med 42 Hotel Echo, thank you. Perfect. What was that stand again, guys? This is where you have the first officer write it down in the taxi instructions. I was too busy looking on the map. Delta Echo, and then Whiskey's around the corner. So Delta goes off here, this was second left. 42 right, that was it. That's what I was getting confused. I was like, is that the same as my call sign? Perfect, got it. Delta just goes off to the left. This is the Birmingham scenery I bought some time ago. Taxis really nicely. Jetbridge, Birmingham. Delta Echo. He wanted Echo, didn't he? Take the second right then. Birmingham's got a nice layout. Quite busy.
4-5, thank you. We're ready for mission start.
Oh, but I bet on VATSIM there's a lot of iFly 737 Maxes flying. Obviously, Ryanair being the largest operator in Europe of this own, and the only variant in Europe that operates this aircraft. Cool, blimey, that guy just buried it. 2E. That's the 2E. Oh my goodness me. Oh gosh. I think my daughter might be. Oh, my wife's just gone past. Good. Well, I got the realism of a screaming baby. I thought that was the airplane flying past.
Break up 4-5 Tango uniform. Stand 5-4 centre, pushing start up.
Absolutely binned it, yeah.
Momentary confusion. Pushing start approved, face towards the runway.
Pushing start approved, face towards the runway.
Okay, Whiskey coming up on
4-5 Tango uniform.
Sorry, my scope's at a funny angle.
Ah, yes, I remember that domino. Very, very calm and nice taxiing into this time of day. Everyone's gone to bed, except all the people that working at the airport and us flying the aircraft. Oh, do you have to keep your iPad on charge? 69%? 68%? Oh yeah, oh, it's charging. That's pretty realistic. Oh really, it's foggy regardless of weather conditions. There you go, learn something new. Now we are putting on to stands. APA on bus. Shutting down engine number 2. Master caution ELEC. Taxiing really nicely, single engine. Now you can go idle. Taxiing really nicely now. Oh, it's a Jet 2 stand, is it? Porto stand 40 instead of 1 as directed by ATC. Is that what happened last time? Whoops. All good tonight though. Been on the right stand, I think. Oh gosh. Oh, I said stop there. That's fine. Perfect. Parking brakes set. 2 blues, 1 red. Engine's dead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Birmingham from Porto. 2 hours airborne, flight time 2 hours 10 minutes planned, even though we had a little brief excursion to 25,000 feet when engine failed. But it's all good.
Birmingham ground, good evening. It's Tomjet 45 Golf on Alpha.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Tomjet 45
Tomjet,
Golf, Birmingham ground, good evening. Taxi stand, taxi holding point Delta 2 via Alpha and Delta. Expect stand 41 right.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Get it all fully shut down
taxi
then.
holding point Delta 2 via
As you want
Alpha
to
and
below
Delta.
20%,
And expect stand 41 right.
off.
Tomjet 45 Golf.
Very nice.
They are 45, thank you. Department ready for
Oh
taxi.
look, that's cool. Red box around the end too, because it's had some sort of exceedance.
45 Tango uniform taxi
What's
holding
that to do
point
with our
Sierra 1
phantom
runway
engine
33
failure?
via Delta, Echo and
Really
Sierra.
interesting.
Taxi holding point Sierra 1
Cool
via Delta, Echo and Sierra.
Oh look, no air bridge,
45,
very
thank you,
realistic. Pick up the ground crew. So now you'll be requesting for the ground power. GPU's connected. APU off. Fuel pumps off. And then the aircraft's fully shut down once everyone's off, which is pretty cool. Probably won't have time for actually because all the passengers will be disembarked. But there we go. Yeah, good job, iFly. Minus the engine failure, which was probably user error and the inability to restart it using correct procedures. It was very good. Flight from A to B was nice. All the system modelling seemed pretty decent enough. The air conditioning, when we had this off-schedule descent, well, not really off-schedule descent, we started early descent, then climbed back up to the cruise level, the pressurisation system wasn't able to sort of manage that, which was a bit of a shame, but there we are. Didn't use Sky today? Not an Alpaca Airways flight, it's Malta Air. Gosh, it's loud.
Tomjet 45 Golf, continue taxi now, stand 41 right.
Turn the sim down slightly. There's the AP shutting down. Will it open the doors automatically? I think so. I think for disembarking they close the doors. There we are.
45 Golf, thanks for the service.
Our first
and have a
flight
good evening.
in Flight 1 Software's Service
Good day.
Pack 1 update. Pretty good. I think maybe I have to open the doors.
Right now, see my voice.
Open them
Right now,
automatically.
22 Papa, Birmingham
Oh, there
ground,
it
good
goes.
evening. Taxi stand
There,
5,
slow
5,
enough.
left.
Cool.
Via Alpha,
Yeah,
Delta,
great add-on,
and
guys.
Victor.
I'd highly recommend getting the iFly 737 and you know, it's still, don't forget as well, one thing I should add, it's still in our experimental phase in 2024, so whether that was the reason we had the issues and it would work fine in 2020 version, I don't know, but yeah, the correct ways of trying to restart this engine, cross-beam windmill, did not work, and thankfully we worked out using a bit of logic that if I configure the aircraft like I'm on the ground, it would work, and it did. So we managed to restart the engines. From then onwards, it was really nice. The automation's a lot better. It flies really smoothly. The VNAV is improved. Again, I wasn't quite sure about the calculation. It worked out when it was sort of, we did that sort of step down descent. But once it got on path, actually for a very accurate non-precision approach, localizer only, VNAV guidance was really nice in descent. So yeah, highly would recommend adding this add-on to your library, and like I said, it is the experimental version, so hopefully once they start making this sort of updates only for 2024 sort of as the main aircraft, that will no doubt improve further. But I'm not involved in the beta team. I think there's a couple of guys from the beta team here. I hope you found the feedback interesting. I think they have a number of type rated pilots on it already, but get them to have a look at engine in-flight restarts. LNAV, it's much better than it was, still a bit twitchy when turning commands, but also on takeoff, flight directors are commanding a speed way higher than it should do. But otherwise, you know, yeah, you've done a really good job modelling a complex commercial jet airliner for everyone to enjoy. Oh, there's a mosquito in here, I've just flattened it. I hate mosquitoes. I've got my office window open. Anyway, I digress. Available now to purchase. Obviously this is a free update as well, so thanks for all the hard work and making this update free for everyone to use. Anyway guys, going to conclude things today. Thank you everyone for popping in on this late night stream on a Sunday night. It's coming up to just past 11:30 here in the UK. Oh my god, that guy's drifting into his stand. No more streams tomorrow, my last day off, because I've done quite a few streams the last few days and I had a very patient wife helping me deal with the baby whilst I was getting all these streams done. So yeah, I'll record a video on the Fly J Sim and the maybe this aircraft in the coming week or so. Otherwise, best thing to do is subscribe and stay up to date with the latest content. Look after yourselves next week, and I'll see you on another live stream very, very soon. Cheerio!